I'm going to unmute. If someone wants to let me know that people are audible, that would be fantastic.
We are, in fact, audible. You are a little quiet, though.
I don't know how to change that. Like, hang on, let me see if I can
You
tweak
can.
something.
How am I?
You sound good.
Yeah, you sound good.
Perfect.
The delay as we listen to the stream.
No, I don't have any way to up my volume, I don't think. I will just try to yell.
The whole time.
The whole time. Anyway, hi, hello, welcome. This is a Standing Stones production of Anyone Can Wear the Mask by the wonderful Jeff Stormer. Anyone Can
The
Wear the
illustrious.
Mask. The illustrious, yes. Very good. Anyone Can Wear the Mask is an RPG for 1 to 3 players about a superhero, a supervillain, and their city. Throughout play, you'll record the adventures of a great hero as they defend their city, stand up to those in power, and eventually confront a terrible nemesis. You'll draw maps, roll dice, pull cards from a deck, and make a living record of the city and its people. I'm August. I am the birthday lad. My birthday's on Monday, but I couldn't stream on Monday because it's a work day, so we're doing it now. You can find me on Blue Sky at Harpydora, on Tumblr at Strange Harpy, and my pronouns are they, them. On this day, on my bullshit with me, I have Izzy.
Hello, I'm Izzy. I don't remember everything August just said as their intro, so I'm just gonna wing it. I use CC pronouns. You can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Lotsadeer. I'm from Heartside Enclave. I am not a Standing Stones member. I'm just an honorary member at this point.
You're a friend of the show. You're a
I
friend
am
of the
a friend
family.
of the show.
You're gonna have to deal with the court proceedings because you're also a friend of the show for Moonshot, so you get to be part of the court proceedings.
Oh God, I'm a witness for both sides.
Yep.
No, I'm
cross-examined,
not. No,
nerd.
I'm not. Jeff Stormer is my nemesis.
What?
I love Jeff Stormer, actually. Like Jeff Stormer and I need to. I'm gonna let me address the allegation. I love Jeff Stormer. We're friends, but also he's my nemesis.
For context, Sam, Moonshot Pods and Standing Stones are currently beefing in the court of law over the use of the word Animorphs. So
the court of law.
Yeah.
The court of law.
The court of laws.
And it's not over the use of the word Animorphs, it's over the use of the characters. I think that's what Brian said.
I thought it was over the word Animorphs, but
it might be. It could be both. Who knows?
At any rate, I'm also joined.
We're no longer gonna sue Moonshot. We're gonna fight them for the custody of the Animorphs in a ladder match. Thank you, Brian. You better prepare to go toe-to-toe with Jeff Stormer and Riley, the two really die-hard wrestling lovers.
God.
It's gonna be them against Brian and Mac.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You over here as the lawyer like a fuck us shit.
Yeah. And we are also joined by Sam, who has no time for these shenanigans.
Not no time, simply no understanding. Hello, I'm Sam. You can find me on Tumblr at SassyTale and probably some other websites too at some point soon. I'm trying to find a space to post my art again because I've been going crazy about Dungeon Meshi recently.
Hmm.
My pronouns are he, they, and I don't remember what else I'm supposed to say either. So, woo, we're all doing really well today.
Yes.
You can find Sam's art at
You can
I don't
find my
remember
art at samkalo.art.
Yeah, that's the other place you can find Sam.
You can find me on my personal portfolio website. If every other social media website in the world went down, at least I'd still have my own website.
Yep.
All right. So, I forgot to I forgot to also do lines and veils. So I'm just going to read the standard FTL lines and veils because I don't think
We're adding trypophobia to that.
We're adding trypophobia. Is that a line or a veil?
That is a line.
Okay. Our lines are homophobia and transphobia, racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, violence against children and animals, sexual assault, domestic violence or intimate partner violence, unwanted pregnancy, plagues and pandemics, and trypophobia. Our veils are steamy situations, graphic descriptions of bodily harm, and terminal illness.
Yeah, trypophobia is the only one I ever have to ask people to add because it's not one people think about. Like, we just can't do anything with, like, insects inside of people.
I don't think that'll come up.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come up.
It's still something. Like, it's you never role plays go places you never expect.
That is so true.
Right. You're so right.
All right, and now that we've got all that, let's get started.
FTL music starts.
Yeah. But
we get the cool superhero version.
We do have a superhero theme. I can play the superhero theme. You wouldn't be able to hear it, but the audience would be able to hear it. Yes.
Oh, so we've posted announcements of this stream on, like, Tumblr, right?
Yes. You did. Yes.
Cool. Yep. Sam, like, I didn't see.
Yep.
I did not see.
All right, I'm gonna play the official FTL superhero theme, which is the theme song that played for the Masks Patreon game, and also when the FTL actually played this game with Jade and Zach and Jeff Stormer himself. So.
Oh, I found the post. Hell yeah.
The cat says, "My city now."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, going
so
to
back.
we are so back. So going to the play materials, the first thing that we have to do, we have 3 main characters, as you can see on the overlay. We have the hero, the villain, and the city. And we have divided the roles between us. Sam is playing the villain, Izzy is playing the hero, and I am playing the city. And in the document it says, the city. You are, well, you're everyone. Ordinary people, extraordinary people, other heroes, other villains, people trying to live their lives, people in danger, taken together, you're the city the hero protects, and the city that gives the hero their strength. As the city, I will draw cards to determine locations within the city where the story takes place, name the people that live there, keep a list of the people that the hero saves and recite them during the uprising, roleplay the ordinary people living in the city as they interact with the hero during their adventures, and help lift up the hero when they're at their lowest so they can continue protecting everyone within their power. We have a couple of questions to answer about the city. The first one being, how large is the city?
With the term city being used extremely loosely.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Love
can
it.
it can be a small town, a bustling borough, a major metropolis, the whole wide world to infinity and beyond, and which are the options that are, or I would say suggestions that are given in the text.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I want this to be like a whole wide world story.
No, God, that would be so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thank you. I think this is definitely a
Are we small time hero and villain, or are we big time hero and villain? Are we
I want to be
A-list
like
or are we C-listers?
I want to be like C-listers.
So
And
this
like
is like a small town or a bustling borough, maybe. What do you think, August?
I like the idea of it being so when I pitched this to Izzy and Sam, I think the words that I used were superheroes, but make it Wanderhome. So I'm fine with like a small rural town.
That
Um,
works. The most C-list. We're these
oh
two
yeah.
kids who grew up in a small town and then decided to do.
Yeah, now we're mortal enemies and we're doing things like fucking
We're
setting
from the
fire to the farmer's barn and
we're from
shit.
the as teenagers we were like from the I was from the high school on one side of town and you were from the high school on the other side of town.
Fucking God.
We set
Yeah.
ourselves a manageable goal. We sure did.
yep.
We sure
right.
fucking did.
I thought I had a tab open with the document, but I don't.
Sam,
Because
why have you highlighted the whole fucking document?
I don't know, and I also have the document open in like 4 different tabs. So
Somebody is an anonymous badger and someone is an oh nope, now you're an anonymous grizzly. I think that was Sam.
I
I don't know
am
why I
seeing
had
an
it open
anonymous
so many
liger and an
times.
anonymous moose.
What am I? Oh, I must be the moose then. The liger is Sam. You're the anonymous grizzly. I'm a moose!
Yep.
Alright, so the city is broken up into 4 major sections. What do these sections look like?
Now, the game document says that once you know the hero's strong suit, which is what we'll probably be getting to next, since the hero is next in the PDF, you'll want to come back to these neighborhoods and assign them a playing card suit to all of them. The neighborhood in which the hero is most comfortable should be associated with their strong suit. The suit that matches the hero's strong suit in color only should be assigned to a neighborhood they're less familiar in but still comfortable with. The remaining 2 suits should be tied to neighborhoods where the hero is out of their element. So that's fun. That's fun for me.
Excellent. I
August-
think that. Oh, sorry. What?
No, I
What?
was going to ask if August had ideas already for it, or if they wanted to pull the
Yeah.
peanut gallery.
Yes.
There's a part of me that wants to be like, oh, there should be some sort of waterfront, but also I don't want to be too close to what happened when Jade and Zach played on FTL. So
I mean, it could be like the city reservoir.
I like that. I like that. So like
Yeah,
It's not a
maybe a
it's not a
small-
lake, and you really shouldn't swim in it, but kids do it anyway.
maybe a dam of some kind to that created the reservoir.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
even a hydroelectric dam.
Yeah, so
it's
maybe
not like the Hoover Dam, but it's
Yeah, no, it's a
it's
small
enough
one,
of one.
but enough of one that it's created
Small
this
stage
sort of
for small actors.
murky. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we have a reservoir with its hydroelectric dam. You guys know our small rural town does at least some measure of green energy.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
This just to Oh, hang on a second.
Oh no, the birthday harpy has gone. We've been left alone.
Time for schemes and machinations.
I mean, I didn't leave. I had to take my headphones off because I thought I heard a noise that could have been Sky, but when I took my headphones off, I didn't hear anything, so
Except me.
yeah. But for the sake of like making this like the city reservoir can be like the central point of this neighborhood, but maybe this is more like, I don't want to say an industrial district, but like
It's the factory area. Like maybe
Yeah.
this small rural town exists because there's a factory and the hydroelectric dam powers the factory.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or used to. Maybe it's an abandoned factory now, which is why this is still a small rural town.
Or why it is a rural town again.
Yeah.
I love the idea of it being like a post-industrial wasteland, though.
Yeah, my part of my family lives in a very, very small, it's not even a small town, it is a township in Michigan. And there's an abandoned factory there because the town used to be a factory town. And now it's not even a town.
Mm-hmm.
They lost their only bank and grocery store, like, within the past couple years.
Oof.
Oh my god.
They're still a Dollar General, though.
Of course,
Well,
because
the important things.
yeah, Dollar General being the blood-sucking vampire that it is.
Yep. And I think there's a gas station, so, like, it's not like they lost all access to outside food, but they've got to drive to fucking Kalamazoo, which is, like, half an hour away.
Oof.
Yeah, so, this being that kind of town is very familiar to me.
What do we want to call this area, this neighborhood?
Do we want to go, like, real old school comics and name it something stupid? Or try and come up with something interesting?
No, we want something stupid. We always want something stupid. Who do you think we are?
Yeah.
Well, so I had two trains of thought there, which was, we come up with something that the villain can easily say incorrectly, in a very obvious way, a la Megamind.
Oh yeah.
Or this is just Factoryville. So that's where my brain went.
The name of the city or the name of the reservoir factory?
The name of the town would be like, that's where hi Septarian.
Factoryville.
Factoryville, I think, would be very funny because it's very stupid. But it can't be super easily mispronounced in a way that's, like, funny.
Yeah.
Factoraville.
Factoraville.
Yeah. Factoraville.
Look at the dumb French cat you are.
Yeah. Factoraville.
That would be so fucking funny, actually. A small neighborhood in Factopia.
All right, yeah, so we're going with Factoryville for this particular area.
Factopia is the closest larger town. It's where we get the fucking groceries from.
I hate this. I love it. What a...
It's so funny because if the villain is also from Factoryville, then they're putting on the French shit. They took French in high school and we're just like, I'm French now.
Literally, though, that's fucking hilarious. That's like so far beyond what I was imagining for her. I love it. I love this goofy fucking... Oh, this is good.
This is like Silver Age comics bullshit.
I also like want the audience to know that like I drew and designed this character like 2 months ago during a slow day at work in my boring office job. And have not really put much thought into who she is as a person since then, but I have been staring at her.
Besides gay, we need everybody who's watching
gay.
to know that the villain and the hero, gay.
Extremely gay.
Extremely. And that's because of who we are as people, and August told us we could do it.
Yes. I've been staring at this character taped to the side of my desk since then. She's just been there.
We give that judgmental side eye.
Right?
Office cat.
Office cat. Yeah. Literally.
All right, so we've got one neighborhood. One neighborhood of Factoryville.
I think the quote unquote downtown area, which like is not like an actual like downtown, but we've all driven through small towns that have like a main street, right? That has like the oldest buildings in town. It has like a lot of weird shops.
Little shops. Yeah.
That all
downtown
look like they're from the Depression era. But somebody slapped a fresh coat of paint on them.
And now it's fine.
Fine. And it's not a very long street. It's like barely a block.
Oh yeah.
Am, are you looking at the chat?
Yeah. Literally though, like that is basically what I've done. It's like a whole like full body drawing too.
Yeah, it's really good. Like you can see part of it on screen, but it's a full body drawing. Same with mine. I also did this like 2 months ago because I was just like, I know exactly what character I'm playing, and then I did it, and yeah.
And I was like, ooh, let me design a foil for this character. Cat girl.
Cat girl, dog girl, we're doing great.
Yep. All right, so we've got the downtown, which is Main Street, old buildings, some shops.
That's where they, anytime there's like a parade or anything goes through there, the one bank is off that street. It's also where the villain and the heroes tend to stage their fights because it's where most people will see them.
Well, that is determined by the draw of the cards where
this is true.
Where things happen, so
this is true.
Oh my god, there are so many cats in this house, and there's so many cats in this room right now.
They know.
They know. They know that there's recording happening and that somebody could cause trouble if they wanted to.
They also know that you're going cat mode. You're shifting into cat mode.
Shifting into ultimate cat overdrive.
Jesus.
You make the SpongeBob joke and I made the Seinfeld joke.
There are two genders.
There are two genders.
Two genders. SpongeBob and Seinfeld. Oh my god, there's also a dog in here. I didn't even notice the dog was in here. I just scooted away from my desk for a moment and then noticed that there's a dog under there.
You vacated the space.
All right. So, third
Area
neighborhood.
3.
Third neighborhood.
Where is a place the villain would like to the villain is more likely to be? Not necessarily where she like hangs out, like not where her lair is, but like
You know what? I I want to say that her lair is like there's a street in town where there's just like a bunch of big old mansions. And by a
why?
bunch, I mean there's 3 big old mansions.
Well, like some rich fuck was just like, I'm gonna build some McMansions here, and then abandoned them.
Yep, I'm gonna build. I think there's like one very beautiful, like old ass, like. Are we like northern Midwest or like southern Midwest? This feels very Midwestern with the abandoned factory town.
Yeah, it's definitely very Midwestern. I was thinking more towards like flatter country than mountainous, so it might be a little
So,
bit more
like-
north.
So like Missouri, Kansas.
Yeah. Or like Western Kentucky.
I'm not as familiar with Western Kentucky, but I'm really familiar with Missouri and Kansas.
Or like Southern Michigan, which is like closer to the same thing.
Is Southern Michigan flat?
Michigan
Is
is
that
flat.
Is that the plains too? I just like all I know. Look, I'm the most central Midwestern that you can get right now.
Yeah, no, when I visited my family in Michigan, I was like, it's so flat here, what the fuck? Why can I see the sky? My boyfriend, really loved moving down here because it's not flat. He's from Michigan, so like, yeah, just we're not in America, but I think that the same kind of vibes where
we're
just
in
the
fantasy
flat,
America.
Yeah, flat Midwestern. There's corn. There's so much corn. Don't
forget the
y'all.
soybeans.
We cannot emphasize how much corn there is.
Don't forget the soybeans. Oh, one of the neighborhoods should just be cornfield.
You know what? Yeah, one of the neighborhoods should just be cornfield. Do you approve, August? Do you approve of cornfield being a neighborhood?
Yeah.
Listen, if the corn is fully grown and tall, that's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
You can get lost, you'll get corn burn.
Corn burn? Sorry, explain corn burn.
It's where, you know how the leaves on corn stalks are really rough and they can like cut you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's that.
You call that corn burn?
That's what I call it.
That's incredible.
What do you call it?
I don't fucking know. I don't think I've ever had a name for it.
Yeah, it's corn burn. It's really irritating because the cuts are really, really thin. It's like getting a bunch of fucking paper cuts, but it's more irritating. Flattened by... I forgot, this is my friend, Septarian. They're a rock nerd.
Yay,
they
rock
love
nerd.
Geology.
I also love geology.
That's why their name is Septarian. You know, a kind of rock. Well, it's a type of concretion?
I don't know. What's Septarian? Explain.
That they will. They will. Watch, I've activated their autism.
Hell yeah. Rock.
In the meantime, while Septarian is typing. So I've elaborated that the cornfields could just
yeah, I was right, it's a modular concretion.
Nice.
Neat.
Cornfields could also just be farmland in general.
Yeah. It's called the cornfield. Like, you just call it the fields. It's what it is.
Yeah.
There could also be soybeans in there.
Yeah, and there's probably like a rundown like farm buildings and farm equipment. The occasional like stand of trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, there's nuance to the fields, but it's still very flat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rocktism strikes again. All right, what is number 4?
Number 4.
Let's consider the layout of a small town, like from a top-down view. So we have Main Street. There's obviously like houses and very like the world's smallest neighborhoods imaginable.
One single cul-de-sac that has like a housing development from the like 30s or 40s.
It would be from the 50s because that's when they did a lot of the housing. That's when housing developments really started, and that's when they
Got
started
it.
doing the very like quick and cheap to build kind of like cookie cutter houses. So it could
Nice,
be
yeah.
an old neighborhood where there's like some people still live in those houses, but there's quite a lot of them that nobody lives in, or they're run down, or they're like falling apart because they were cheap housing. Let me tell you, living in a
Yeah.
house from the 50s sucks
I live in a
because
house
you have to do
from
so
the
much
20s.
work. Yeah, oh no.
It's pretty sturdy, honestly. It's one of the old farmhouses from like I think my favorite thing I've realized about living in like an older town, but like an older like Midwestern town, is that like houses sort of pop up in sections, and
Mhm.
so like you'll have like it'll be like in age they go up and then they go down and they go up and then they go down because they originally were built very far away from each other and then houses were built in between them.
Yeah. Well, and
It's
anything
cool.
before like the 40s and 50s, like before the war, is going to be much sturdier, and the most you have to do is rip out asbestos and rip out old wiring and
Yeah.
replace piping, but you don't have to replace infrastructure.
Yeah. You
So,
have to replace infrastructure in the 50s houses.
yes,
God, we're doing such a good job of being on topic for this game.
right? We both have autism.
Oh yeah. 100%.
August also is just listening to us we're just two little TBH creatures just chattering at each other, and August is like, I have to herd these cats.
I'm writing things down in the document. I don't know what you're talking about.
True. Okay, so so could the last like neighborhood be an actual neighborhood? Like this is where people in the city live.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it could be like what you were saying, it's a mix. It's not just the like pop-up development, but maybe there's also like the older houses, and those are mostly the ones people still live in.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And there's the ones that popped up in between that like maybe people who haven't like families that haven't lived in the area for as many generations live in.
Yeah, yeah.
There's that one couple down the street who moved here because they moved from the city because they're like, we want to live in a small town, and now they regret it, but they're too deep into their mortgage.
Yeah, they're like, we want to live the simple life on a farm.
No, the simple life is bad.
The simple
actually.
life sucks.
The simple life is actually pretty complicated, it turns out.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is not what we thought at all.
don't get it twisted. There's a part of me that yearns to live in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere, but I know that it would be miserable.
The tiny town also needs to be full of other queer people who are also willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
It can't just be a random tiny town.
Yeah.
God, y'all, we should just like fucking take over a small town somewhere in the Midwest with our queer energy.
The problem is that we are still beholden, because we would live in a county, and we are still beholden to whatever larger city is in that county because it'll have more people and also still be pretty Republican, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
Well,
Republicans don't exist in this world. Moving on.
Yes.
No, they do, because we have heroes and villains. You have to have the class and social problems that make villains happen.
Yep.
All right. So we've got the 4 neighborhoods.
Now it's my turn.
Yep.
The hero. Maybe you have incredible powers. Maybe you're just that good, but you've got a mask, an alter ego, and the ability to help the people in this city. And as long as those in power won't do the job, that means you have the responsibility to help the people in this city. Something Peter Parker. As the hero, here's what you'll do in play. Describe how you overcome threats to the city and its people. Describe the people you save and the people you don't. Map out your city, its people, your allies, and your enemies during play. Rise up, stand tall, and defeat the villain in the final battle. So, donning the mask to create the hero, you'll answer the following questions. How powerful are you? And my options are street-level vigilante, friendly neighborhood hero, gifted with great power, a living god, And I forgot to bold this when I was making it. Hold on. Fixing. And I think I am... So those are the suggestions, and I think the one that I'm skewing closer to is friendly neighborhood hero. Because that seems to be the closest to what my character is. To describe her, she is in hero mode, a very large wolf woman. Whose kind of stylistic choices. When I drew her, I was like, okay, let's go a little Red Riding Hood, a little Moon Knight, something. She gets her powers from the moon, which is the next question. Where do your powers come from? So it's magic, dubiously. And she doesn't always look like a giant wolf woman. Normally, she looks like a very large, buff, butch lesbian. Large, buff, butch lesbian human. With scars in all the same places, but like, you know, it's the mask.
Anyone can have scars in those places.
Anybody can have scars in those places. It's true.
Exactly. Yeah, wolf woman, but a human lesbian. Yeah, she's big butch lesbian. For some reason, I keep making big butch lesbians. I might have an idealized form. I don't know. We're not going to talk about it.
You're so valid.
Actually, I will be right back. Please continue talking amongst yourselves.
Yes.
Wait, does this mean the dog just has a silly little mask to slap on to fight crime and activates a secret identity? So it's secret furry magical girl transformation. Yes, it is in fact secret furry magical girl transformation. It's she, when she has to fight, she throws the cloak on and the magical transformation starts and she turns into a wolf and it's great. It's anybody who sees it, it's very gay looking because it's every magical girl transformation. Raise your hand if you had your sexual awakening to Sailor Moon.
God, you're so valid.
A wolf knight. Instead of an aloof knight, she's in a woof knight.
Incredible. Oh my god.
Septarian's got the good jokes.
Septarian does have the good jokes.
Her outfit, which I can pull, because you can't really see it, you can see her cloak and part of her top. Let me open the art so that I can describe it properly.
Okay, sorry about that.
You're good. I'm opening the art of Greyhound, which is her name, to describe her outfit. The power of the bit. So she is a very large, kind of gray-brown wolf woman. She wears a red hooded cloak with a round gold clasp at the neck. She has a sleeveless, like, bodysuit style superhero, like the full, like, you know, the thing that superheroes wear, but it has a boob window because boob window. She has silver gauntlets, a silver belt with a gold buckle, and she doesn't technically wear full boots because she has pobs, but they're like toeless boots. They're also that kind of silvery gray color, and her like bodysuit goes from light gray to almost black down towards the boots. And she has multiple scars. There's 3 across her nose that you can see in the image, 1 across her eye. Her ear is fucked up. There's a little mole next to her eye also. And she has golden eyes. Because she gets her strongest power from the harvest moon.
Gay.
Yeah, and... and she uses she, her pronouns. When she is out of hero mode, she is your standard small town butch lesbian, flannel, like dirty flannel, dirty jeans, boots, always looks like she had her hands in some dirt. Works with farm equipment and mechanics and animals, and I know.
But I can't wait to describe my villain because yeah, absolutely. Except now imagine it in a French accent, but like a bad one.
We're not there yet. What exactly can Greyhound do is my next question. And the book is asking, it can be helpful to picture your hero's specific powers to understand the ways you can stop various threats. If you're at a loss for ideas, you can always borrow some powers from your favorite superhero, use a playbook or tables from your favorite superhero RPG, or leave this intentionally vague and come up with powers during play. So I think the ones that I know right off the bat is like she's a wolf, so she can bite. She do a bite. She bite real good. I'm gonna actually make that a bulleted list. She bite. I think she can cause she can stun people when she like barks or howls. I'm typing, so barks and howls can stun people. I don't think that she has any, like, she can't do, like, laser beams from her eyes or anything like that. The Roll20 finally loaded for me. The little doodle. Oh my god.
I'm so glad. If August would like to show off the little doodle on stream.
So funny. Very Izumi from Dunmeshi.
Yes.
Dog powers, puppy dog eyes. That is the power of all dogs. You are correct. I'm putting that on the list. It's going on the list.
Good. Puppo. Puppy poo.
Shut the... Shut
I'm just reading out Izzy's typos as they're making them.
Shut the fuck up. Leave me alone, Sam. I'm doing my best. I think
and you're doing wonderfully.
She is she's very large with, like, as a human she's a large human, but she's still like human sized. But when she goes wolf mode, she becomes very large because she's not just any kind of wolf. She's a dire wolf, so it's like ancient magic kind of bullshit. So she is extremely strong. And I'm not going to say extremely durable, but she is more durable than normal. Also, fun fact, dire wolves were not actually related to wolves. They were their own separate species, but that, whatever. We're going with it. And I'm just gonna put question marks, because maybe another cool power will come up in play, because, you know, ancient moon magic.
Yeah.
You never know.
Who knows? And how do you help your city? This will determine your character's strong suit. So we have the 4 different card suits: clubs, diamonds, hearts, and spades. Clubs, you will be the shield of the people, protecting them so they can thrive. Diamonds, you'll be the icon that they look up to for inspiration. Hearts, you'll be the smiling face, a friend to those who need it. And spades, you'll be the dark knight that avenges the injustice they suffer. And I have been thinking about this, and it's... I like to make complex characters, but superhero tropes are like, no. That's not to say that, like, Superman can't be complicated, but he's complicated in the way that he is the icon and inspiration that people look up to, and all of his complexities are inside. Whereas I'm just like, but what if I was multiple things at once? And that's not a comic book. So I know that Greyhound's face makes her look like she would be Spades, the Dark Knight, but she's really not. I think that she's clubs, the shield of the people, protecting them so they can thrive. I'm going to copy that, actually, so that I can just paste it directly into the document. Control-Shift-V. Love that it always does it like that. There you go. I am the shield of the people, protecting them so they can thrive. Once I know my strong suit, obviously work with the city to assign each suit in a deck of cards to one of the neighborhoods. So, the strong suit, the clubs. Let's see. The place where Greyhound feels the most comfortable. And I'm going to say this is the place where Greyhound feels the most comfortable in hero mode and not normally. Because I think outside of the mask, it's the cornfields. So maybe that could be Spades, because that's the other black suit.
Okay.
But I think for clubs, it's gonna be downtown. And then you can assign the other two whichever one you want. The Reservoir and the Residential Neighborhood are both the red suits, Hearts and Diamonds. I think Sam should get to pick, or you get to pick. Both, either. You pick
Sam,
one
you can pick.
each.
Well, I mean,
Pick
there's
one
only
each.
two. There's only two left, so
I should have had you guys pick this first. That might have been funnier.
That is okay. I think
Weakness is lesbian screeches. You are correct.
let's have Hearts be the residential neighborhood.
Okay.
Perhaps.
alrighty.
And that makes Diamonds the Reservoir.
Yep.
And now it's the villain's turn.
Oh, it's the villain's turn, is it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The villain. Who could that be? Gee, I
No
wonder when he'll
wonder.
speak up. Hi, I'm playing the villain. Her human name is Penelope Dick.
I didn't give my character a human name, I forgot.
Inspired by I deal with a lot of male at work, and sometimes I'll see a fun last name that I'll think about for a while.
Oh, same, actually, because I get a lot of I dental lab work, so I get a lot of patient names.
Yep. Sometimes
people have
getting
some funny names.
People have some fun names. Anyways, my character's name is Penelope Dick. She grew up in this town. She is just a petite, lovely, beautiful little guy. And she is the villain. And she
is she a small femme?
She is a small femme.
Oh, small femme, big butch.
She wears tall heels to try to disguise the fact that she is small femme, but she is she's like 5'4" without the heels.
Oh,
Beautiful. Perfect. So I'm gonna read from the book.
Yes.
The villain. You are here to destroy. Maybe it's because you crave power. Maybe it's out of spite for the hero. Maybe it's part of a larger plan. But the city has to burn, and you're going to be the one that does it. As the villain, here's what you'll do in play. Describe the kinds of threats that the hero will overcome. Track the hero's injuries and setbacks, but also their greatest successes. Roll the dice to determine whether the hero can save everyone or not. Keep a list of the hero's failures so you can recite them during the uprising, and ultimately be defeated at the hands of the hero. The villain's true form and identity will remain a mystery for now, revealed in full during the downfall. For now, though, you'll make a quick list of threats the hero could face, and you'll want to brainstorm a list of a few options, but you can also come up with new threats during play. These threats can be extremely broad, supervillains, natural disasters, extremely specific, named villains, runaway train cars, or anything in between. They can be world-threatening catastrophes, a meteor is headed to Earth, vile acts of villainy, someone poisoned the water supply, or even mundane threats the hero has to face during their day-to-day life. You've got a deadline. For every threat you name, whether broad or specific, assign them a number from 2 to 10. This way, when a number card is drawn, you'll be able to quickly determine what the threat is at play. This will also create ongoing antagonists and recurring threats for the hero to face. Perfect comic book fodder. So.
Perfect for cause problem on purpose.
Yes.
Yes.
Cause me problems. Do it.
Oh, I will. One of the problems is my fist. I punch you.
Punch me?
No, I carry a whip. So, like, definitely, like, one of the threats is just, like, a battle. Like, I am coming
You
to
show
hurt
up in
you.
the most inconvenient place. Fight me, bitch.
Yes.
Oh no.
That's one of the threats is simply, I am here to fight you. Another threat. A fire. I do arson now. Because arson is cool.
Arson is super cool. Oh, what is the name of your supervillain, by the way?
I have decided that she is Chat en Botte, which means cat in boots, because I think Puss in Boots is a funny inspiration for a supervillain. I was gonna call her Pussy Boots, but I was denied. I was denied this, and I want everybody to know about it.
That's a drag queen name?
It is a drag queen name.
It's the other mask she wears.
Yes. Very suddenly was like, what if she is a drag queen though? And then I was like, nah, that's a different character for me to play another time. Let's not lean into that.
There's someone in town who does a drag inspired look that's inspired, like a drag look that's inspired by her.
And they go by Pussy Boots.
Excellent. They go by Pussy Boots, yeah.
She's flattered by this.
They have there's another there's a drag king who does a Greyhound inspired look, and they do like fake battles for drag shows.
Incredible.
I love this vibrant queer community we've created in this town of maybe like 300 people.
Septarian in the chat says a lunar eclipse could make for a funny threat to a moon-based hero.
This is true. Oh
hell yeah, it sure could.
Because maybe she can't transform during a.
Nice. That's a good point. I like it. What else?
Do you want something mundane? Do you want me to come up with a job for this character so you can give me a mundane threat?
What is her job?
I think she is. I can't go with my first thought because my first thought just makes her Kiki. Fuck. So I was like, she's a. Like, well, okay, it doesn't exactly make her Kiki, but I was like, a bartender. And then I was like, no. We cannot have 2 werewolves that work in bars in the Standing Stone canon. Yeah, mechanic was the other thing. I think she works at one of the local garages because it's a small town, so there's at least 3.
So true.
Well, because you've got somebody's granddad who lives way out in the middle of nowhere, like outside of town, who if you know somebody, you can go get your car fixed by him in best mechanic in town, but he's not gonna fix everybody's fucking car.
Because it's just somebody's grandpa.
Yeah, because it's somebody's grandpa, so you have to know somebody to fix your car, and he has to like you. Then there is the like Goodyear that got built, and
The
nobody
Jiffy
likes. Yeah, Jiffy Lube or a Goodyear. Like, nobody likes going there because it's bad, but they'll fill up the air tires for, like, super cheap.
Yeah.
And then there's the actual local mechanic.
So you work for the local mechanic, huh?
I work for the local mechanic, who doesn't know all the queer lingo, but does his best. He's one of those, like, older guys who's just definitely, like, he's with it. He's just, he doesn't
He's a
know...
little confused, but he's got the spirit.
Yes, he's a little confused, but he's got the spirit. He's trying, and that makes answering the weird, uncomfortable questions okay, right? Because you're like, I know you're trying, and I know you'll listen if I tell you I don't want to answer this today. You won't make it fucking weird. Whereas, like, the guy who owns the Jiffy Lube is a dick.
I have come up with two more threats.
Oh.
1, a difficult mechanic job. Normal. 2, fixing a car you personally threw in your latest battle.
That's a good. High school football game.
High school football game. Extremely good.
High school football game. We're both there because it's the football game between the two high schools on either side of town. And we got invited by, like, friends.
What is the threat at the high school football game?
Vampires.
It could
There
be.
are
See, here's the
vampires.
thing: as a villain, you can create an outside threat that's not exactly you.
That's true.
So,
yeah,
and it could be one of those fun things where, like, we have to work to, like, it's a threat because we have to work together to fucking stop this shit, and we hate it.
I love that.
We both don't realize the other is there. Because obviously we don't know what the other one looks like outside of the mask.
I do want to say Penelope looks exactly like herself.
By the ball.
Sorry,
that only happened
good.
once.
Oh my god, yes.
But yeah, some outside threat that we can come up with, like, it could be fucking alien. Like, maybe it's some outside threat that usually the A-listers handle because it doesn't usually fuck with small towns, but for whatever reason. God, that would be a funny other threat. An A-list villain shows up.
City Slicker villain.
City Slicker villain who shows up because it's like, I want to start a new base of operations here. And you're like, the fuck?
Excuse me, on my turf?
You go to the hero like, I need you to help me kill him.
Alright, we need one more threat.
August, do you have any ideas?
The only thing I can think of is, like, a threat to the dam.
That's a good one.
Oh,
that's a real good one. Yeah.
I put the dam there so that I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. The threat technically number 9? Because it's 2 to 10 because there's no 1 in a deck. That's the ace. Threat beavers. They're super mutant beavers.
Jesus Christ.
All right. We have our 10 threats. Or 9 threats. Ow.
A number of threats.
Yes. We have our threats. We have our hero. We have our villain.
It's time to review how to be a superhero.
Yes.
These are our core mechanics. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind. I'm
So
okay. There it is.
each player has a role to play and certain activities they'll perform during the game. There's rolling dice, drawing cards. So when you roll dice, when it's time for the hero to step up and face down a threat, the villain will roll dice and determine how well they performed under pressure. Whenever that happens, roll as many dice as suggested by the city and take the highest result. For example, if you roll a 1, 3, 4, and 5, your result will be 5. The one exception to this is when, due to external factors blocking the hero's success, such as injuries and the interference of people in power, you would be asked to roll less than 1 die. If you are asked to roll 0 dice, you instead roll 2 dice and take the lowest result. For negative numbers, you'll continue adding dice and taking the lowest result. Jesus Christ. If you're asked to roll -3 dice and you roll a 1, 3, 1, 2, and 6, your result will be 1. Drawing cards. Before play, the villain should split the deck of cards in half and shuffle one of the jokers into the bottom half of the deck. The joker will be referred to as Joker 1 from now on. During play, the city will draw cards as instructed. If at any point a joker is revealed, including if it is discarded as a result of collateral damage, go immediately to the relevant section of text. This is the downfall. For the first joker, the uprising if it's the second. If at any point the city runs out of cards in the deck, either because they've drawn every card or cards were discarded, advance immediately to a crisis. During play, the hero may accrue inspiration as a result of rising above and becoming something greater than themselves. When this happens, the hero should set aside a token. They can use the token at any time to recover an injury suffered at the hands of the villain, or to force the villain to roll an extra die. Shut the fuck up. The map, as the hero explores the city, they'll make a living map of their surroundings. Take whatever form you like. Names and descriptions connected by lines, notes scribbled on top of a drawing of a real city map, squares on a sheet of grid paper, whatever is comfortable for you. We have a Roll20. The journal, the hero will also keep a running log of the people they meet and the challenges they face along the way. Information we'll want to record are allies and enemies, who we've saved, and who we've lost. And a crisis at any point during the game. If the deck is fully depleted, the city reaches a crisis point, and the shadow of the villain grows even larger. Follow these steps to discover what happens. The hero, what is your greatest fear for the city? Describe how it comes to pass. The villain, what power do you hope to obtain? Describe how you seize it. The city, how do you hope the people of the city will rise to walk in the steps of the hero? Describe how it happens. Once you've described these actions, shuffle the deck, draw a card, and pick a new location. Jesus Christ. After you understand the core mechanics of the game, move to a day in the life.
All right. Before we start, I think I heard Sky shuffling around. I may need to change her bedding.
Okay.
So why don't we go to the break screen and be back in hopefully 5 minutes?
Can do.
Righty. Break screen without music because I can never get the VLC source to work. Woo!
No!
Woo!
And if I'm not mistaken, we should be back.
I put crunchy thing in my mouth. Hold on.
Oh no.
I said I was ready and then I immediately ate cracker.
Rip.
You bastard.
I know, I'm real good at this. Hello?
Right.
Hello.
So I don't know if what's up. I thought in Roll20 you could view the deck. So at the very least it used to be you could view the cards in the deck. I can't see that anymore. So I don't know where the Joker is. So if we pull the Joker right off the bat, we're just going to set that aside.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
So, and when it's time to start play, the hero should make a spot on the map for their home. Take a moment to describe where the hero lives. Then I'll draw a card from the deck and describe where your next adventure takes you.
Okay. So I think the hero lives like in one of the older houses with like her grandma. um like her parents at one point. You know what? I'm coming with backstory on the fly here. Shortly before she graduated high school, her parents actually moved to Factopia for job stuff, because jobs. But because she was so close to graduating high school, they were like, you're going to live with your grandma. And then it turned into she also has to take care of her grandma a little bit, not like full-time caretaker, but you know, her grandma can't get up the stairs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So she lives with her grandma. I think, you know, at one point this character had a real name, and I have what it is, so I'm making up a new one. I think her name is Leanne Johnson.
Nice.
You should write that
you know,
down.
the double first name Leanne.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Leanne Johnson. Me actually under here as well. Yeah, lives in a house with her grandma, and her grandma's name is Felicity Johnson, because it's her dad's mom.
Mm-hmm.
They have a dog. Why not? They have a dog. The dog's name is Scooter. He's a mutt. She found him in the middle of a cornfield. He was just, you know, just found. He's whatever. He's a dog. I was gonna make her Irish, and now I'm just like, no. She's getting the country accent. She's getting it. It's happening. Dirt 2, the sequel to Dirt, yes.
Yep. That's the country.
Yep. And they live probably not in the neighborhood, like the residential neighborhood, like the Hearts section of the city, but probably in like one of those older houses. Like this house has been in their family for generations, kind of shit. So it's probably like closer out by the farmland. I'm just gonna kind of house. I'm drawing with a mouse because I tried drawing with my tablet earlier and it didn't work.
It's annoying.
House.
That's beautiful.
Right? It's fucking gorgeous.
I am gonna put this on my tablet because mine works fine.
Yeah,
it's something
my
to do with
tablet
hardware
first.
storage, I think.
I don't know why it don't work. It don't love me. Anyway,
I remember having this problem. I don't remember how I fixed it.
It's fine. I can do it with my mouse. It doesn't have to look good. It's there's the house all the way up in the corner of our map screen that the audience can't see. And yeah, it's a 2-story, like it would be like, we would call it a farmhouse if I remember to get into that, but I don't. It's probably, I don't know, like a Campbell type house, but 2 floors instead of 1. So it's got that kind of 4 square sort of layout where everything is in a like easy location. The front door and the back door line up with each other. It's got a lot of stuff in it because it's not that her grandma's but that her grandma likes to save sentimental things. So there's like a lot of photos. There's like shelves with lots of stuff on it. It's very, this is grandma's house.
Oh yeah.
her grandma likes to hang out in the living room and either watch TV, do some kind of craft, or read a book. Sometimes Leanne will catch her grandma on her phone, like not on Leanne's phone, but like her grandma has a phone, and her grandma's just playing Bejeweled.
Normal grandma behavior.
Normal grandma behavior. At least she's not looking at Fox News.
So true.
She likes to watch The Golden Girls, but also really likes telenovelas.
Cute.
Are they Hispanic? No.
You don't have to be Hispanic to enjoy television.
You do not. So yeah, that is where she lives. That is her base of operations. There's like a shed in the back. Yeah, I'm doing the shed thing. There's like a shed in the back. Like she went into Factopia and went to like Lowe's or Home Depot and bought one of the like fancier kind of like sheds. She was like, Grandma, I need a place to put like my mechanics tools and shit, and also the stuff that I use to make sure your garden keeps growing. And her grandma was like, that's fine, just put it in the back corner. She was like, yeah, I know, I got it. So she's got like it's like a one of the she spent the money to get like one of the nicer ones, so it's got like a storage loft for stuff, but it's not anything fancy. She doesn't have any like cool technology bullshit going on that like leads underground into a secret lair. She's not fucking Batman. It's just the easiest place to store shit because her grandma doesn't go and look in it. Mm-hmm. And if she does, she's not gonna find like superhero shit. She's gonna find like mechanics tools, and all of her gardening equipment is right by the door. So that's where she lived. That's her base of operation. Rose Lair, Fortress of Solitude, except it's not. It's the lesbian shed.
I love her lesbian shed.
It's a good lesbian shed. She does have like a pegboard that does like she altered the back, like the wall, so that it's actually in a little bit and the pegboard can flip. So one side has like tools that are bolted pretty well in place so that when she flips it they don't all fall off. The first time she did it they all fell off. And on the other side is like her red string corkboard.
Nice.
Incredible.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lesbian flag somewhere there.
Good. She deserves it.
Yeah, it's like a little one that's just kind of in like a cup or something, like on a shelf. Cause she's like, where the hell am I gonna put a big one of those fucking things? So she's just got like the little handheld one. I know that's you, Sausage, and I need you to leave.
All right, so
I say this with love. We're not doing the flippable pegboard joke.
all right, so it's time for me to draw a card from the deck. I drew the King of Diamonds.
Oh boy!
A king is location is somewhere protected. And it's diamonds, so it is the I had the right tab open. So it's near the city reservoir / dam. So I am going to go to the
Page
appropriate
10.
page. There are places in this city that ordinary people will never go, places far removed from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. These are the halls.
Should we draw this on the map as well? Sorry, not to interrupt you.
Yeah, go for it. These are the halls of the rich and powerful, those with the money and influence to change the world, and those and who chose not to. These people are not your friend hero. Here, the hero is confronted by someone in a position of power, someone cold and corrupt, but untouchable, at least for now. This person will do everything they can to interfere in the hero's plans and hold them back from helping people in need until the hero can find a way to stop them. When you arrive here, perform the following and then draw a new card.
You
Using
like my
this
shitty corner.
villain, using the suit of the card drawn, describe the person who lives here, what corrupt deed they've done to attract the hero's attention, and why the hero cannot stop them yet. Sam, actually, did I give
Hmm?
did I give y'all the link to the book?
You did, like, at the very beginning of our chat. I have the book open as well.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's like one of the first messages you sent in the chat for this channel, which I do want to say that this channel was made like many months ago because we were like, we're gonna do something for August's birthday. I think August was like, we're gonna do something for my birthday, and I was like, hell yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, and then
I just
months
keep
later.
reusing this channel, like, because I keep doing things on my birthday. So
Because it's fun.
yeah.
It's fun. Anyways, here's the river and the dam. This box is the dam.
Corn.
Are you just labeling the corn? There's some soybeans over here. So it turns out I cannot write with my tablet. I wrote the word soybeans there, but you can't tell.
I did.
Hey,
I did
August, can you show the audience what we're doing on the map? I think it would be good.
I think it's funny.
Let me see. I don't want to add Firefox as a source because I've got like 4 different tabs open for this. Let me.
My God, I like that you've added the original doodle of her to the
to the
Steam
overlay.
It's
Yes.
just her head. Maybe the river shouldn't go all the way through the middle of everything.
I think it makes it interesting.
So should the main street just go across it?
Yeah, there's a bridge.
Oh yeah.
We gotta make destructible infrastructure. Just in case. There you go, perfect.
Wow. Wow. This is way wider than
I
actually
don't know
wanted
the
it
best
to be.
way to add this to
Big
the
road.
overlay. I didn't even leave room to add this to the overlay. Fuck. Let's just keep going.
Maybe put it inside the city part of the overlay. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. Don't worry about it. You could just like switch to the window occasionally when we do something funny. Make it like a separate page of the like make it not a separate page, a separate like composition or whatever.
Yeah, let me open it in a new window and see if I can just do the window.
Yeah. Is that the road now?
It's part of it. I haven't like it. Look at you were like, I'm not gonna change.
There you go. Also, Izzy, you're cutting out a whole lot.
Weird.
I'm just like missing a couple of words here and there.
Moving my microphone closer to my face. Okay. That's the road. That's the road that goes in and out of town. We've got the roads that oops.
Okay.
There we go.
Shrink this. Put this right there for the time being.
Beautiful. I love it. Close out of the chat in Roll20.
Yeah. There we
Thank
go.
you for bearing with us, folks, as we deal with some technical difficulties. Oh hell yeah! What are these?
This is like the neighborhood.
Oh,
So there's like houses and shit. The circles do not represent one house; they are just houses.
the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, and then this whole section, the downtown. I'm not making anything that looks good. It just has to be. It just has to be. You know.
That's fair.
This is working so well.
It's working great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. We got
have
all
I missed
of the
anything? Field, downtown, city. Nope. We've got all of the we've got the big sections. Factopia is that way.
Nice.
I can
just
make
put
that
my
look
tablet
better.
pen down somewhere. There we go.
Don't
I
lose your
like the
tablet
idea.
pen. Factopia that way.
Okay, I'm gonna take the gray color. Also put a road.
Our city planning does not make any sense.
It's okay. We can add sense to it.
I like that this is now becoming the overlay image, August. For you.
It's all good. But anyway, so
We've done it.
We've done it. It probably won't update while I'm tabbed out because of historically it doesn't update when I'm tabbed out. But I'm tabbing back into the document here. So villain, using the suit of the card drawn, describe the person who lives here, what corrupt deed they've done to attract the hero's attention, and why the hero cannot stop them yet.
Interesting. So I think that there is a corrupt mayor ? Wait, no, this is up near the abandoned factory and the
it's by the abandoned factories, and it's the diamond suit. So
yes,
under the table, it's someone with great wealth and status.
So the mayor could be.
Yeah. Do we have a mayor? Are we big enough to have a mayor?
Well, I would think that. Well, yeah, they could be the mayor because Clubs is someone with powerful political connections, but they could still be the mayor.
Okay, so it could just be like a rich person.
Yeah, it could be somebody who's coming in from out of town, right?
It's 100% Penelope's dad.
Oh no.
No, I was like, hold on a second. No, I know exactly who it's got to be. Evil businessman. He's in town. He moved back to the town. The factory belonged to his family. He's moved back to town to revive the factory.
Oh no.
Gonna pollute the air and the water, and
he's buying out the government body that makes sure that he doesn't do this, like the FDA and the all that
he's
shit.
Buying out the local the federal enforcers of not the FDA but the EPA.
Yeah, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair, Will Arbit. That your hometown is a village and has a mayor. That's fair. This is like a village or a township, so it's similar.
Yeah.
So the city has to describe this person's place of power to the hero. So what has attracted the hero's attention is that wealthy person is here and is going to cause fucking problems for the entire town, basically.
Yes. Let's see. I think. God, so part of me is like, is this just a fancy pop-up trailer near the dam?
That's what I was thinking. You could go more ridiculous. We are going comic book, so like you could go more ridiculous, and they could be rich enough to have just airdropped like an entire fucking building.
Yeah.
What if what if it's like military-ish in style of like one of those like officers tent style, like
Yeah.
airdrop the building.
The inside looks like the inside of like a luxury mansion.
Yeah.
They've taken, this guy has taken glamping to its extreme.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
And it stands in contrast to the rest of the city because it's glamping.
There's fairy lights on the outside.
Jesus.
That's not true, but it's funny.
That is funny.
So the hero will make note of this person's name and what they've done to the city. Remember them, they will continue to impede your efforts until you find a way to bring them down. So his last name is Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Septarians. What is this man's first name? I know you'll give me something good.
First thing that popped to my mind was Armand.
The first thing that popped to my mind was Richard, which is... that just makes him Dick. I want to see if they can give us something good, though, because I know them. We're polling the audience, because it's funny.
Always good to poll the audience.
That's if they're paying attention.
I can't not think of like the author Philip K. Dick.
Which... Aloysius is good, but I don't think a man named Aloysius would name his daughter Penelope. I think she would have ended up with a much more obnoxious ass.
Alucard.
God, no.
Something French.
God.
Or at least French sounding.
My brain was like, my brain started trying to provide names and they were all Italian, and I'm like, that doesn't help me.
I mean,
Frederick
is good.
Frederick Dick.
That's also really funny because that means like blue collar workers will try and call him Fred or Freddy, and he'll be like, don't call
him. And he'll be like, why is this fucking peasant talking to me?
Yeah, Frederick, Dick. Dick. He's still Dick.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's, Frederick Dick. Where do we want to put that in the document? So I
don't... let's just create a new section for NPCs.
That works for me. So we have Frederick Dick. Remember that? And what they've done to the city is bypass federal regulations put in place to keep the surrounding farmland, which is the people of the city's bread and butter, safe, to try and tear down and rebuild this factory and put pollution into the reservoir. Like, he hasn't done anything yet. It's what he's planning on doing. Which is why I cannot stop him yet. because I can't prove that he's done any of the paying off yet, and he also has not done anything to anything yet.
Sorry, repeat the question.
Oh no, it was what they've done, like what he's done to the city, and he technically hasn't done anything yet. He's just kind of started to, and I can't prove. Like, Leanne can't prove he's done anything yet,
I see. I see.
which is
I
why she
think
can't stop him yet.
yes. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think, does this card necessitate specifically a... Wait, yeah, you are confronted by him. So this necessitates a scene between
hmm
Frederic
We do all of
and...
this, and then we draw a new. So probably what ends up happening is he's like he's been there for like a week or something like that. Like his fucking glamper is there, as well as like some tertiary glamping tents full of stuff. He's
I
got
think
some
that
like
not just I think that also like he's not just glamping. He's like instead of it being uh
oh, it's
so
not like
sorry.
it's not an RV. This is a full blown ass fucking building or something that he's had
Yeah,
airlifted
yeah.
in.
The
But
auxiliary
it's
tent should be like full of scientific equipment too, or like industrial equipment.
yeah. He's got like people scurrying
Mm,
around doing
it's
surveys for him,
yeah.
that are basically to prove like he's done everything correctly, quote unquote, but he's not. Um, and Grey Pillow shows up after like she catches wind of this because it's a small town. Shit travels fast, and of course, there's going to be the people in town who are like, can't believe you survive in that fucking factory. It's just gonna poison the water and shit. And she's like, the fuck? Like she hears the gossip in the mechanic shop from some of the old men who are there getting like their tractors fixed up and shit, because she knows how to bypass the John Deere bullshit so that she could get into their system. She knows how to jailbreak that shit.
Hell yeah.
It's praxis. And so she hears about this and she does like some research into like past stuff. Like she does some research to like make sure she's not just accusing an innocent man of doing some fucked up shit. Turns out he's done some fucked up shit in the past. And it's like, yeah, I need to scare this guy off.
Hell yeah.
And so she shows up in like full hero regalia, and it's just like, my guy, you can't be here. Except he can, because he owns this land.
Yes.
Do we want to make this a scene or just have it be this? Like,
Yeah, do a scene.
Yeah.
who wants to play Frederic?
The city does. August.
Oh, that's fair.
All right. So I'm imagining like this has to take place at night, right? Like this is this confrontation has to take place at night under the light of the moon.
Staging.
And I'm kind of imagining like Frederic is in his office, which has no windows. Like he doesn't want to look out on this garbage landscape. Like he's moved beyond this because like
In place of a window, he has a picture of the like rendered vision of what the factory and the surrounding landscape will look like.
yeah.
And it was done by AI, and so and on close inspection it looks terrible, but he doesn't give a shit.
Yes. And like it's lightly animated.
God.
Yeah,
it's lightly animated so that it does the day-night cycle.
Yeah.
Every so often a bird flies through, but his bird looks fucked up.
Yes. And he's like going over some sort of reports or something when this conversation takes place.
Yeah, I think Greyhound probably like gets stopped by security and is just like, I am a registered superhero. I have every right to speak to this man. And it's like also she's bigger than the security guard. This fucking goon can't do shit against her, so she like doesn't even knock. She just opens the door to his office, just like, Frederick Dick, we need to have a conversation.
When you put it like that, how can I possibly refuse? And he just kind of like has a shit-eating smirk on his face and like reaches under his desk, and for a moment you think he might pull a gun or something, but he pulls out a bottle of bourbon that's like, 75-year barrel-aged bourbon, and he pours himself a glass.
Doesn't even have like the good grace to even offer her any because it's too expensive for her.
Yeah.
She doesn't deserve any of this.
She wouldn't know the difference.
She'd know it tastes nasty. And she's like, yeah, we need to have a conversation. You can't be doing this.
Can't be doing what, my dear?
Sort of gestures in the direction of the factory. What you're doing here. The factory, I've seen some of the factory plans that you have up. Some silent mental thank you to like the Department of Records, because all that shit is like free for the public to look at, which is how you can look at like schematics and floor plans for different buildings.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see everything, but you can see like the basic floor plans and shit. Some of the shit that you've got designed to go in here is gonna lead right into the river. It's gonna lead into the reservoir.
I think you'll find all of my schematics and plans have been approved by the appropriate governmental bodies.
They shouldn't have been. Because that's just direct drainage. You're gonna poison all the land around here. She gestures again. You're gonna poison the land, you're gonna poison the water, you're gonna poison the people.
Why, I don't know what you're talking about. If you don't like what the EPA has ruled, perhaps you should take it up with your local representative.
She has like the big frustrated sigh because like she probably tried that already, and it was very much like, my hands are tied. And she's just very frustrated about this, hoping she can intimidate this man, but he's obviously not intimidated by her.
Mm-hmm.
So what she says next is, I'm not gonna let this happen. I will find a way to get it to stop. The factory closing down was one of the better things for this area. It don't need to come back. You got other investment opportunities and things in other places. Why come back here for any of this?
I'm trying to think of a way that Greyhound would be aware of what's going on, because I just had the idea of Frederick recording this conversation to edit to like leak somewhere.
God.
but I don't think that that's the sort of thing, like, maybe she can hear, like, a tape whirring as the conversation's being,
She does have all of the abilities of a direwolf, so she could definitely hear that shit.
Yeah. So maybe she hears a tape whirring as, like, he starts recording the conversation and is just like, why, Miss Greyhound, if you believe that the economic devastation of the township's industry going under is a good thing, then I don't know what to tell you.
I think instead of doing like a verbal response, she figures out where the recorder is, reaches over, because I assume it's like under the desk or like behind whatever's in front of him, and she just paw comes over, grabs it, and crushes it. And she pulls it back and like opens her paw to let the pieces fall to the floor. That ain't gonna work on me. Keep your eyes open. And then she fucking leaves. Somehow she's still kind of Batman. Sorry, she's a big wolf woman. What am I supposed to do here? Intimidation is what she does. It's how she does. She's a shield. This is how she be's a shield.
I love her.
I also love her. She's not good at this. She's doing her best. This like both of them have to be like early 20s, right?
Yeah, 100%.
How do...
Alright, so enemies. Enemies represent long-term antagonists who repeatedly oppose the hero's effort to help the city. After an enemy is introduced, every time the villain rolls to see if the hero stops a threat, if the card drawn matches the suit of the enemy, they will appear and block the hero's progress. Reduce the number of dice rolled by 1. Damn, so if we pull another diamonds, Frederic is going to fuck up your day.
Yeah, we also still have to roll dice. Do we still have to roll dice for this? What is...
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because this isn't imminent danger.
So this continues until either the hero obtains the enemy's weakness, represented by an ace, or the ally of the same suit sacrifices themselves to stop the enemy.
Fun!
Yeah.
Right, so... next card, then.
How do we do threats? How do threats happen? Oh, I guess they happen inside of these, don't they? It'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, so I just pulled an 8 of hearts. So the 8 represents a giant robot. And the hearts represents the residential neighborhood.
No! Ah! Fuck!
Incredible. So there's a giant robot in the residential neighborhood.
Here, somewhere in imminent danger. Here, the hero comes face to face with something that threatens the city, whether physically, emotionally, or anywhere in between. When you arrive here, perform the following. So the city.
Alright, I described the scene to the hero. This place is in danger, but it wasn't always in danger. Where is it? Has the hero been here before? Who lives here? There's a threat that is about to unfold, but there are also people here. Name them, describe them, introduce them to the hero. I compare the suit of the card to the hero's strong suit to describe how familiar the hero is with this part of the city and how the people here feel about the hero. Since there's no match, you're out of your element here. Maybe these people don't trust you. Maybe you've never been to this part of the city before. Good luck. Tell the villain to take 1 die.
The color matches, doesn't it?
I thought you were clubs.
Oh, I am clubs. What did we draw? Oh, we drew hearts. Never mind, then.
Yeah. So
I'm big goofy.
yep, you. So I think this is the residential neighborhood. I think that a lot of people here know who Greyhound is, but it's one of those things where it's like,
The fights don't normally come into the neighborhood.
yeah. They don't normally come into the neighborhood. Most people may have heard about Greyhound, but haven't really seen Greyhound that much. Like, and it's
Well, it's a small town. They've probably seen Greyhound a lot, but not here.
yeah, that's what I mean.
The giant robot is a combine harvester,
Yeah, it's
modified.
that's what I was
just
gonna.
wanted you
That's
all to know.
that is exactly what I was thinking. Was that it was a combine harvester that's been made into a mecha.
Yes,
Um,
behind the
is-
wheel of that mecha, your sworn enemy,
God, Jesus.
me.
fantastic. So I think, your grandma lives here. We've already named Felicity and Scooter.
Well, no, they live over
live
by the
all the way up
cornfield.
here.
Oh, that's right. They live by the cornfields.
I think there should be some more houses. Like, I think that the residential neighborhood should be like the road leading up to the cornfields.
Okay. We can do that. Let me get
Here.
the
Whoops.
let me get the neon pink color again.
Oh, I was just gonna move them.
No, I was just gonna draw more.
Oh my god, yeah. We don't want to put too many houses in this town. What are we, a city?
I mean, even like townships and villages will have like a lot of houses. There's still like a lot of people.
Yeah, this is good. I like this now.
And then it like spaces out.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I think that your grandma's best friend lives here.
Breast friend.
Breast friend.
Breast friend.
Breast friend.
Secret
Yes.
lesbian grandmother.
Best friend. Brend, if you will. I think that they play cribbage together. And her name is Gladys. And she is out on her porch, watching the sun as it goes, ever higher in the sky. I think it's maybe late morning here.
Sipping on some tea. We're in the Midwest, so it's not sweet tea because y'all suck.
Yeah.
Wow. Rude.
Well, I mean, it's not
Listen.
like where you came from would have sweet tea either.
True.
But you're outnumbered by
You got
sweet
the
tea
Southerners.
drinkers.
The Southerners in the chat where
The
we sit
Southern-
on our front porches and drink sweet tea.
Yes.
Old lady's name Brenda.
No, it's
According to
Gladys.
that. Gladys? Oh, we've decided Gladys? Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately,
it.
Will I saw that comment after I had already said Gladys.
Extremely valid.
But and then off in the distance, there's the clanking of the modified combine harvester.
The whirring sound of the
Horrifying.
harvesting part, but there's big metal teeth on it.
There's already metal teeth on a combine harvester. You don't have to do much to make it horrifying. It's already horrifying.
Sharper now.
Oh god.
Combine
so-
harvesters are scary.
The villain.
Yes.
Do you want to read it?
Yes, I do. Refer to the number on the card drawn by the city. If you have listed a threat associated with that number, that threat resurfaces in a new context in this new part of the city. We haven't had the threat come up yet, but it's a giant robot. If not, introduce a new threat and associate with the number drawn. Then, if a card of that number is drawn again, you'll have a threat ready to go. I'm
We've
getting
already
the
got
feeling
a
that
list
maybe
of threats.
we're getting the feeling that maybe we weren't supposed to write all the lists of threats. Anyways,
We did it anyway.
we did it anyways. Take the number of dice suggested by the city, subtract 1 die for any active injuries the hero has sustained, and 1 die for any people in power who are opposing the hero's effort. If instructed to do so, add 1 die for any points of inspiration the hero chooses to spend. Roll that many dice and refer to the table below, asking the hero any questions associated with the result.
So how many dice should be rolled, city?
Yeah, August, how many dice do we roll?
I'm just thinking of a Forged in the Dark engagement roll. So one die for pure luck.
Yeah, let's do it this way. This is good. This is perfect. Let's go.
Let's go.
Take
you
away.
Want my plan?
Yeah.
You want my plan?
Yes, I want your plan.
My plan is to punch it.
Well, the plan is not complicated, so you gain a die.
Excellent.
Let's say you roll 2 dice, because it's like I want to take away. I don't want it to be overwhelmingly difficult, but also you're gay, and also the Combine Harvester is very much larger than you are.
There's also a person in power opposing me,
but not with this suit.
Not with this suit. This is true.
Because I think the it has to be the Diamonds suit.
Okay.
It does. So 2 dice.
And then you get to role play it out.
Because I'm not in power. I just happen to have a Combine Harvester that I am piloting to destroy you, my arch nemesis. All right, let's go. We got a 6 and a 6.
Damn.
All right.
Here's your little Combine Harvester. There you go.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I love it. It looks like a tank.
Well, so the little swirly bit is the front. It's the Combine harvesting bit. And then there's the little bit on the piloty bit on the top and the main body of it, so it's like it's long ways.
I love this. I'm giving it arms.
Okay.
Or not, because it doesn't want to let me click on things and roll
all right.
20.
So 6 is you push past your limits and become something greater than yourself. How do you inspire the people? Recover 1 injury or take a point of inspiration. So I have no injuries, so I get a point of inspiration, which we're going to put next to my name, I guess. We're just going to put X's next to my name for my points of inspiration. So what happens is, obviously people start calling 911. And the police, like, I think that we have the scene of how do you pronounce? Again, hold on. How do you didn't write the villain name. How do you pronounce it again?
Oh, Shot und Boot?
Shot und Boot. People like Shot und Boot, like cackling maniacally or whatever the fuck she does when she's piloting shit like this.
Of course she's gonna do an Ojo-sama laugh. The fucking Ojo-sama laugh, of course.
Perfect. She even does the hand gesture and everything. I hate her. I love her. She sucks
very much.
And so we get that scene of this, and people are like screaming because this Combine Harvester is coming towards their houses. And we get the scene cuts to the sound of police chatter on a police scanner that's sitting next to Leanne as she's like working on something in her little shed, and she starts hearing like the shit about like the villainess piloting a fucking fucked up Combine Harvester towards people's houses. And Leanne has this moment of like, what the fuck does this accomplish, before she gets up and like does her like magical girl transformation. Actually, I think she leaves the shed and like she has like this like I think in the middle of one of the cornfields, like this even more busted up ass shed. That's where she keeps her costume and shit. She like very quickly like runs out there, does a Superman change as best she can, does her magical girl transformation, and then just kind of yeets herself towards the neighborhood. The Combine Harvester is already starting to destroy a house. It happens to be a house that doesn't have anybody in it, but because it's one of the fucked up broken ones.
Hell yeah. We are tearing this shit apart with both hands and
brick
combine
by
harvester.
brick, board by board. We dismantle the means of oppression. Fuck. How many SpongeBob jokes can we make in one episode?
I think at least 8.
Yeah, probably. And so, she comes like just out of fucking nowhere. I think what happens is shot. There's this horrible grinding sound as Shadowbook feels the entire combine harvester come to a just jittering horrible stop, and she'll and like what I'm seeing is like she's like fucking with the controls, like why the fuck has this stopped, that gets like sits up and like tries to see over the blades and just sees Greyhound with her paws on the blades having stopped them.
I think that she's definitely gonna be like trying to like rev the stuff to see if it'll like push past her strength and just like tear it to shreds. Like,
yeah, it tears the
your,
gears to shreds.
Get your paws off my Alvestel, mutt. Did I just kill you with my shitty French accent? What the fuck?
No, I killed myself fucking like trying to think of a dumb Silver Age hero response. Or Golden Age hero response, which is just your harvesting days are over. Just wrenches the blades, like it twists them so that they snap, like the whole like the lineup of blades just snaps.
My robot!
It's a combine harvester.
I am thrown from my giant robot. I think.
Flips the combine harvester over so that it can't be like people can't do shit with it. Which causes damage to the ground, but not to more houses. Just like flip. Loud crashing sound
as it tears up the dirt.
You seeing this, Norman?
I'm seeing it. This town used to be quiet.
So the under the hero is I'm answering the villain's questions as I'm able. I'm describing how I saved the day. If I take an injury, I have to tell the villain so they can make note of it. I do not take any injuries. If you cause collateral damage, whether physical, emotional, or otherwise, tell the city. I do not cause actual collateral damage. And have them discard the top deck card off the deck, which we don't have to do. If you successfully save someone, mark their name in your journal. And set the card aside. This card becomes your renown. Your legend has grown and more people throughout the city look up to you. This will become important later. So we describe that there's no one in that house, but maybe there was someone in that house. Because like
maybe somebody was squatting in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, how do you inspire the people? So like maybe there was somebody like squatting in the house and like nobody knew they were in there, and we just see like one of the walls has gotten torn down, and we see this like this scruffled like ragamuffin of like a teenager like poke their head around, wide-eyed, terrified, because holy shit, this house almost came down on them. And I'm gonna hand them to the city while I figure out a name for them. Like, what do they do?
I'm sorry, I blanked out for a second. We need a name, and we need to know what this...
I have to come up with the name, but, like, while I'm thinking of that, like, they've popped their head up looking terrified because this building almost came down around them. Like, what do they do to, like, how do they interact with the hero at all? Do they interact with Greyhound?
I don't know, part of me just like as the city, like, and because this is technically like out of your comfort zone, I want to say this scruffy little ragamuffin doesn't really want to interact with you exactly. Like, it's one of those, oh my god, thanks, bye.
Tells their friends later, like, she fucking saved me. And everybody's like, that's so cool!
Yeah.
I've named them Natasha Reed. They're a homeless teenager who was rescued by Greyhound from a horrifying harvester.
Mhm.
I think they use they, she pronouns, and they're homeless because their parents kicked her out.
Poor kid.
Yeah, it happened.
It happened.
Especially in small rural towns, but we're not going to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, social injustice, the thing that I'm fighting against as a queer superhero.
Hell yeah.
And I get to keep the card because it's part of my renown. Yay!
Woo.
Oops. My card now. I take it. I'm gonna make the little things you did to the monster. I'm going to put cards I get over right next to my house.
Sounds good.
That's mine now. Yay! So that I pushed past my limits, I became something greater than myself, I saved somebody, and that it's inspiring the teenagers of the town. They're just like, oh, Greyhound's so fucking cool. Did you see how she flipped that combine harvester? And I got an inspiration
Incredible.
point. Whee!
Woo!
The villain is just like, what? How does she flee the scene?
She like shakes her fist at Greyhound and is like, "This isn't over. I'll get you."
Doofenshmirtz's voice. Curse you, Perry the Platypus.
Literally. I'll get you next time, puppy dog.
Oh my god.
She's
Whatever you say, kitten.
Jesus Christ. All right.
This is why the local like town publication thinks.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to draw the next card. Oh, King of Spades.
Oh, it's a color that matches me. So we're back to somewhere protected. Oh no.
All right. So.
Ooh. Spades is we're back with somewhere protected, which is the same as what we had in the first scene, where we've got like the rich and powerful, like people who are not my friend. And Spades is someone with illicit connections, well armed and dangerous.
That's fun. Maybe the shady captain of the guard for the evil villain lair next to the dam, which I should draw.
Maybe if you want to have that whole like thing be an associated organization. It could also be you know what would be funny?
What would be funny?
If it's a mob boss from Factopia who is just taking a sabbatical in the rural town.
Oh my god.
But, like, the sabbatical's not really a sabbatical because he's still doing arms deals. It's the middle of nowhere. No one's gonna figure I'm here.
Fucking incredible.
I can do so many deals in these fucking fields.
No one ever checks the cornfields.
They always check the soybeans, though.
They do always check the soybeans. You gotta be careful with those soybeans.
They're not very tall. This is stupid. I love this.
Everything about this is stupid, but we're really leaning into it. But so are superheroes.
So like
in the
maybe
best
one of
possible
the
way.
like McMansions that like because she's layered up in one of them. Maybe one of them is still owned by somebody, and it's this guy. And
Yeah.
that could be where he is, like in general.
Sorry, where is he?
Like maybe you know how you said that like in one part of town there were just like a bunch of mansions.
Yeah, like up there. I hate that I just keep
Yeah.
drawing like random lines.
But like there's
Get
the
outta here.
McMansions, and maybe there's like
Yeah.
a bunch of them are abandoned, but maybe there's like one or two that are still owned by people.
Yeah.
Because every so often they'll come and they'll have like a vacation here because they don't want to talk to nobody, and so one of them is owned by this fucking mob boss.
I love this. I also I think that like one of them is also owned by the guy who's fucking glamping. He's just like,
By Frederic.
yeah.
He's like, this is Penelope, you can live here. This is your house. And she's just
Yeah.
like, "Aw, thanks, Dad." And she fucking
Thanks,
hates it, so
Daddy.
she turned it into her evil lair.
Her fucking supervillain lair.
She lives in a studio apartment above one of the houses on Main Street, like normally, because she hates actually sleeping in that big empty place.
Yeah. For real. I love this.
It's also full of like henchmen and like weird noises, and she's just like, no,
Yeah.
actually. I'd rather hear cars drive past my window.
Yup. It is this one that she lives in. Or
Yeah.
that she quote unquote lives in.
Her dad thinks she lives there.
Sure does.
A fun side scene. This is like the filler, the like filler episode in the animated TV show, the
Yes.
DC animated TV show, because only DC can make decent animated superhero cartoons.
So true. Sorry, what's going on with this mob boss?
He's on vacation, but he's still doing like deals and shit. That's
So
at
we're
least what
somewhat-
I've come up with. Technically, you're the one who's supposed to come up with that
Yeah.
shit, but we've just kind of
We've been spitballing it. It's fine. Somewhere protected.
crowdsourced. Yeah, so he's like in his house, and even though he's a mob boss and everybody knows he's a mob boss, it's like he hasn't done anything.
No, he's been selling guns out of his house. And potentially drugs. Drugs in our small town? Impossible.
Except it's not to people in the small town. Well, first of all, he is selling to Frederic. Of course he is. But like, there's people who are coming in the dead of night from out of town for these illicit deals.
Uh-huh.
And then leaving, so he's selling like cocaine to people from Factopia.
Incredible.
Your local weed dealer is not getting their weed from him because he doesn't sell good weed.
Yeah, no.
He sells bad weed, in fact. The weed that makes you evil.
Weed that makes you want to do crime. Evil weed.
We've already
Whereas the
answered
local
like
weed is the
the
gay
person's
weed.
place of power. It's
Mhm.
the standing out in contrast with the rest of the city. It's a fucking McMansion.
Yeah.
Just look up the McMansions from Hell Tumblr and just scroll until you find one you like, and it's that one. Make note of this person's name and what they've done to the city. Remember them, they will continue to impede your blah 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 blah. I think that this guy's name is Let's Gladys and Norman last name. Let's see. So, you know how we've got, like, Al Capone and Al Pacino? We've got Al Gabool.
Al Capone.
like Gabagool.
Jesus Christ.
I love this.
This is very good.
Al Gabool. Illicit arms and drug dealer taking a vacation, in air quotes, in his mansion in Factoryville. He is doing and I think I think what this is I think what this is less like an actual confrontation, but it's he comes up in the news, like either on the news channel or like in the paper, as having made like a generous donation to the library, which is part of why Greyhound can't touch him yet, because the town thinks he's hot shit, but she fucking knows he's doing something.
Mm-hmm.
She knows, but she doesn't have any concrete evidence. She can't give a tip to the police.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like, she's fucking. He goes up on the corkboard of red string, along with like Frederick Dick is up there. So is Penelope, but not under Penelope's actual name. Shot on bulk. And they're just they're all up there, along with, there's probably like other like petty like criminals, other like C-listers, or like the goons that Penelope hires are on there, because they're just the jocks from high school. Like, who else would they be?
Incredible.
Yeah. So Al Gabool goes up there, and she's just like, I hate this man. and she puts a red string between him and Frederic, because she's just, this can't be a fucking coincidence. 'Cause it's not.
It'd never be a coincidence.
It can never be a coincidence. So, anytime we pull spades, this will represent a -1 in my dice.
Yep.
Until I find the enemy's weakness, or I have an ally of the same suits that sacrifices themselves to stop the enemy. We
indeed.
All right, let's draw another card. What do we get?
King of Hearts. So the king again.
I don't think it's fun to have 3 kings on the board.
I don't either. I don't want another enemy.
Yeah, I don't think it's fun for that. So I'm gonna
Let's get
X
rid of
that
him.
card, and we'll try again. A 9 of spades, on the other hand. Let's see.
So what is 9 on our list?
A-list villain shows up.
Oh fuck!
Oh man, an A-list villain, and it's spades, which means Al
It's Al
involved.
Gabool.
What if it's Al's boss?
Al Gabool's boss.
Oh my god!
Like,
no, the A-list villain is here to buy things from Al Gabool.
Oh my god.
Jonker is here. Sorry.
Who is this A-list villain? We have to come up with the most obnoxious fucking name.
Well, I called him the Jonker.
We're not naming him the Jonker. That's a B-lister at best.
All right. So,
there's supervillain name generators. Hold on.
Excellent. What's your idea, though, August?
Before we got too far off track, I was going to go back to the book for the steps for this particular scene type, and also checking the notes, because the spades is the cornfield, so yeah. So it makes sense for somebody, for a deal to be going down in the cornfield. Let's see. So
That generator was bad.
let me know when you come up with the villain name, and I will describe. This match is color only, so the people here know you, but you haven't earned their trust yet. You're going to have to work at it today.
Yep. I've got some funny ones on this first roll. We have the unusual Axeman, the huge criminal,
What?
Commander Rebellious Scorpion,
Oh my god.
Foolish Buffoon,
Uh-huh.
and my favorite, Scary Gorilla. I'm gonna roll again because I don't think any of those are good, but they're funny.
Scary Gorilla. Oh my god. I'm replacing one of the
Hold on,
things
hold
that
on,
we haven't
just did
rolled
it
yet.
again. Oh
I'm replacing one of the threats with Scary Gorilla.
my god. Professor Electric Mothman.
Fucking yes.
I don't
love
want
it.
that to be his name. So funny.
Professor
we got
Mothman.
a good one on. We got like two okay ones on here, which is like Rewind and Brain Matter, and I think Wretched Pirate is also cool.
Wretched Pirate is amazing.
Do we want the Quizzer?
The Quizzer. Yes.
Yeah.
The Quizzer. Master Thunderjackal is also really good.
Oh, that is
But
good.
I think the
Master
Quizzer.
Thunderjackal sounds like actually intimidating, and the Quizzer is very funny.
The Quizzer is the off-brand Riddler.
Of course he is.
This is our version of the Riddler. Our gallery of villains. Oh fuck!
That's good.
I'm laughing at Professor Electric Mothman.
I'm still thinking about Scary Gorilla, y'all.
Oh god! Oh my god! I can't breathe. Fuck!
Woo.
Oh my god!
A+ live stream, everyone.
We did it. We found the best name. The Quizzer. We'll keep Master Thunderjackal for another villain, but the Quizzer is so funny. The Quizzer.
funny.
I'm just
Tell me
putting
about the Quizzer.
off-brand.
So, as the villain, do I get to play this guy?
I mean, if you want to. He is the threat.
Yeah, so I've got to set the scene before
Please
before
set the scene.
Before the Quizzer arrives, and I think this is out in the cornfields, but
It's like in an abandoned barn or something.
yeah, it's like you can see the wind is blowing the corn stalks and in waves, and
The birds are chirping, blah, blah, except
Rattling
they're not, 'cause
the
it's
corn.
nighttime.
Rattling the corn ominously. The owls are hooting.
yes.
And kids like you.
Jesus. But so we see Al's car roll up. It's
It's a
I don't-
Rolls Royce.
I don't know, is Al like rich enough for a Rolls Royce?
He's a
Got
mob
a
boss.
lot-
That's
got a lot
true.
of drugs money.
That's true. So yeah, he's in a fucking Rolls Royce. Rolls up to the barn, and there've got to be people
Rolls his
here.
Royce up to the barn.
Jesus. There've got to be people here to endanger. So
The danger is the corn.
no, there maybe there are
Maybe
there are
the corn is
workmen.
in danger.
There are farmhands at the barn. Like,
So not an abandoned barn, a very much actively in work barn.
Maybe they're
or
fixing it.
yeah, I like that idea. Like, I like the idea that they're fixing it and just so happen to be there, and so like
Maybe they're like sleeping in it because it's just easier. They're just camping in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to have to make the trek and waste the gas to go back and forth every day to the house that's like not far enough away that walking back is annoying when you're tired, but not so far away that it's worth spending the diesel to get back over there.
Mm-hmm. And like as soon as Al rolls up, like there's a bit of an uproar, because like shit, nobody else is supposed to be here. What's going on? And then like I can just see like a shot of, like a close up of Al's face as he snaps his fingers, and then like other people get out of the car and just like kick the shit out of
the goons. The goons
kick the shit out of these poor people who are trying to fix up the barn, and like it's like, okay, they're hostages now.
He probably tries to do the like buy them off thing first, and then, what the fuck, no.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, all right, boys.
Yeah.
The boys, gender neutral.
The boys.
The goon. I refuse to let new slang take the word goon from me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope, you don't need to know.
Okay. I will take your word for it.
How does off-brand Riddler show up?
He pulls up in his off-brand Riddler car, in the Quizzer car.
Is it shaped like a game show quiz button? Like the buzzer?
It is now. It is now. He shows up. He presses the buzzer and it like opens the top up in a cloud of smoke, and he goes,
"Oh, thank you. We were same brain." Some Jim Carrey level Riddler.
Yup. He goes, "Hello, Gabool. Where's my stuff?
Where are the guns I paid for?"
I got it if you got the money.
You know I'm good for the money, dear. I don't know where this character's coming from, and he saunters down and goes, fans out a whole like bunch of hundreds. He goes,
except they've got his little face on them. It's the fake
They're
version.
very much still legal tender.
He has the real version. It's just he shows off the fake version because if Al Gabool decides to just shoot him, he's not going to get the real version.
Aw, come on. I thought you knew me better than that. You flashing the fake stuff? Why am I gonna shoot one of my best customers?
You passed my test! My little quiz, you passed it. Here you go. Pulls up the real money.
And I'm assuming this is when Graham...
Yep. So now is the time that we roll the dice to find out how things go for Greyhound, I think.
Yeah, Greyhound's plan, since you're doing this Forged in the Dark style for dice giving, Greyhound's plan...
I want to hear Greyhound's plan, but I realized I, missed. The number of dice is determined by the suit.
It is.
Yeah. I misread that, so... But I do still want to hear Greyhound's plan.
Greyhound's plan is... So first of all, she knew that this was happening. She knew this deal was going down. She got a tip from an A-lister hero in the city who was like, hey, I can't make it, and I know that you're stationed there. Can you handle this? And Greyhound was like, yeah, I can fucking handle an arms deal. No, you don't understand. It's with the Quizzer. Can you handle this? And she's just like, I can handle this. He's a nerd. They're like, okay, if you say so. And so she's like doing the sneaky sneak thing, like wolf through tall grass. Watched like Gabool's car, Al Gabool's car, like drive up, and all that shit happened. But she didn't desperately wanted to save the farmhands, but was like, I got it. The Quizzer has to get here first because he has to be taken into custody. Fuck. Being a hero is hard. Making choices is hard. You know, internally at least. And then the Quizzer shows up, does his dramatic bullshit. And then she's just like, okay, let's go. And her... So she doesn't have gadgets, but she does scale the barn to get in through the top because there's like a vent at the top so that like it doesn't just fill with hot air. And gas from animals and shit, or off-gassing from like moldering hay and all that shit. And she gets in through that, and she's just gonna drop onto the Quizzer like a lead weight.
So, because the color matched, the villain gets 2 dice to roll, and you don't have any injuries or anything, so...
Nope, no injuries.
No negatives.
Wow.
Mm.
We got a 1. We got a 1 and a 1. Where is the page for this one?
It's literally just scroll a little bit down from the A Day in a Life. So 1, you stop the threat, but despite your best efforts, you can't save everyone. Lose someone. How do you eventually manage to scrape by and stop the threat? Who can't you save?
Does one of the farmhands bite it?
I think what happens is she manages to land on the Quizzer because he's very small, but like Al Gabool is this big dude and he also has guns. And I think what happens is like she drops on the Quizzer and manages to get him. Like she's heavy. She knocks him out. But Gabool just tells his goons like, nix the farmhands, shoot her, and let's get out of here. And she has to like fight tooth and claw to keep them from killing the farmhands, and one of them manages to like break away and run and gets shot. Which makes her fight harder to save like the other like 1 or 2 farmhands who are still there, and she manages, I think, to take out like a couple of the goons, but Al Gabool still gets away. But she's got the Quizzer.
Yeah.
Free me!
No!
Don't mock me!
Don't have such a mockable fucking voice.
Wow, that was really hurtful, actually. Damn. It's just my voice,
man just died!
Yeah, so?
I hate supervillains. I hate you. Why did you come here? Don't ask that. Don't answer that. That was rhetorical.
Suit yourself. He slips away. He goes, but are you sure you got me, or did you get my clone? No, it was really him.
Like,
the clone disappears in a poof of smoke. Damn it!
She just like hauls him up, like she's tied him up with some rope that was in the bar, and she just hauls him up and just shakes him, and all of his little gadgets fall out of his pocket.
No, my gadgets!
Confiscates them and then calls the cops. Like, yeah, I got the Quizler.
Jesus.
I got the Quizler, and you're gonna need to send a bus.
So I think.
Which, for anyone unaware, is lingo for an ambulance.
Yeah.
So I think the poor farmhand who did not make it is Benjamin Martin.
Hmm.
Because we are supposed to make sure to have names of the people that we've lost.
Yep.
He wasn't just a farm. Maybe he wasn't just a farmhand, but he was the farmer.
Ooh. Sounds good. All right.
Fucking Quizzer. God.
Fucking Quizzer.
I hope folks are enjoying this. It's very fun.
I am going to draw the next card. Queen of Diamonds. Is the
Somewhere
queen.
personal.
The hero has a responsibility to the city, yes, but they also have a life of their own. This is a person behind the mask, there is a person behind the mask, and that person has friends, loved ones, and people that count on them. At this moment, you find yourself in one of those moments with someone you care about, someone who knows the real you. I describe the scene to the hero, connect it to their home space. I use
This is diamonds, so it's someone connected to my professional life.
Okay. Who did you say your boss was?
An older guy who mechanic shop that I work at who is doing his best to understand like the fact that I'm a gay person. He's got the spirit.
Yeah.
He's confused, but he's got the spirit. And he's just like a nice older dude, very very like he has dad vibes, but he's not a dad. He's definitely somebody's uncle. And like most folks trust him with their cars. Unless if they go to that one grandpa out in the middle of nowhere. In which case they don't. So, what are we naming him?
How about Liam?
Sure.
Don't know the last name, but
Liam O'Sullivan.
Excellent.
Owner of mechanic that Leanne works at. Tries his best.
yeah, I think.
So I think that for Greyhound, for Leanne, this is maybe like in the week after the previous thing happened. So the death of a man on her paws is very fresh in her.
Yeah, and I think
it's affecting her work.
Yeah, I don't think Liam is like pissed about it or anything. Like he's just like, you okay there, kiddo?
Yeah, probably what happens is she dropped a wrench and it clattered and she fucking swore, and she doesn't normally swear in the shop. Like, she does if they're joking around, but if she's in the middle of working and she drops something, she doesn't normally swear. And like she's under the car, so it probably dropped on her face or something. I don't know. And she like rolls. She doesn't roll out from under the car. She just goes, like in response, she's just like, "Yeah," but she doesn't sound okay. She sounds fucking pissed. That's how she's dealing with the grief, is by being angry.
Mm-hmm. And I think Liam's like, all right. Well, I mean, be that as it may, if you weren't okay, what could hypothetically be the problem?
And it was probably like on the news that Benjamin died, right? Like old Benny, who owned like some of the farmland. So it was definitely like on the news, paper and shit. So like everybody in town knows he died because he left behind like family and shit. And so like she just kind of like stops working, and she obviously can't tell him what happened, but she can just be like, "Oh, old Benny's death is weighing on me."
I mean, that's understandable. It's kind of a heavy thing.
Like, people don't die like that out here.
What makes out here so different?
It's quiet. I don't like. We've got, she like rolls out from under. She doesn't get off the little rolly thing, but she definitely rolls out from under the car so she can gesture with her hands without smacking the undercarriage of the car she's working on. And just gesturing. She's got like some grease on her face, and it's quiet. Like, I know we've got like the superheroes and the supervillain and all that, but we don't normally get violence like that. Like, even with all of that, like, that was just takes a deep breath and like presses the heels of her palms into her eyes. Like, he was shot.
And I think I'm trying to think of how Liam phrases this. I think Liam is like, I don't know exactly how he phrases it, but to just kind of paraphrase it, he's basically saying like, you know, it's rough because it's so close to home, but evil can happen anywhere, and that doesn't make it hurt any less. But the perpetrator will get what's coming to him. That kind of thing. Like, he has faith in the long arc of justice.
Oh. Oh, buddy.
We said his heart was in the right place. We didn't say that he was necessarily...
He's not based.
Yeah.
He is not
That's-
based.
It's fair. He's doing his best. Yeah, I think that she like takes all that in and just like nods. And then it goes back to doing her job because emotions.
Hmm.
She's bad at them.
Relatable.
She's not emotionally unavailable. She's just bad at processing her own emotions sometimes.
Mhm.
Especially when she's got so many like conflicting thoughts about this, because she's definitely blaming herself for this. Even though it was a tricky situation to handle as one, because she's the only hero in this very tiny town. But to answer the questions that I have as the hero, like what do you take away from this meeting? How does it help to center you? How does it help remind you about why you wear the mask? I think she takes his faith in justice being done to heart, and she very much is like to herself, just like, yeah, it will be. She fully plans on taking down Al Ghul, and serving justice. The Quizzler's already like the Quizzler got like airlifted to like super jail. So she just has to get Al Ghul. Because everybody probably thinks the Quizzler did it. But she's like, no. He did not. I gotta get him.
Gotta get him.
Gotta get him. I'm gonna get him.
Get him.
I don't know if it exactly helps center her, but it definitely kind of refocuses her a little bit. Like she's still having like complicated emotions. The complicated emotions are still happening, but she has a clearer kind of idea of going forward. So yeah. She still doesn't do a great job at work that day because emotions. But
Yeah.
you know, that's grief for you.
That's grief for you.
So we have an hour left. Do we want to, even though it's not necessarily the next card in the deck, do we want to quote unquote pull the first Joker for the downfall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, it is here, and the hero is confronted at last by the villain, who makes themselves known by striking deep at the heart of the hero. There is a battle that happens, lives are lost, destruction spreads, and hero, you're beaten back for now. You'll come back, heroes always do, but this is your downfall. This is the moment where it all comes undone, where the villain emerges and the villain triumphs. How does this all happen?
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
I think that Penelope's dad is doing this fucking thing, and he is also in cahoots with Al Ghul for like weapons and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of money going back and forth right there.
Mm-hmm.
And Al Ghul decides that Shadowbook needs a sponsor because she's got potential.
Ooh.
And so he talks to Frederique Dick about getting her some better like science shit.
Some
like
weapons.
things that can actually cause problems. And they work together, and Al Ghul like shows up at her door and it's just like, hey doll, I got you some toy. Don't even worry about paying me back for it, just cause some problems.
Oh, she does love to cause problems.
He doesn't love the fact that he called her doll, but you know.
Yeah, that's true.
And so what I think that is it's that combination of that, because in this it's also taking Greyhound's attention off the two of them,
Yeah.
like Frederic and Al Ghul. Like it's taking the dog's attention off of them, refocusing the watchdog onto a piece of meat so that they can
Yay.
do what they need to do. Because Frederic has probably pulled Al Ghul into all the bullshit he's doing. Because I'm just imagining him as a Lex Luthor ass son of a bitch,
Hell yeah.
but like pettier somehow.
Just the fucking rich motherfucker, you know.
Yeah.
Your classic rich motherfucker.
This is not Bruce Wayne, this is Lex Luthor. He's a bastard.
Yeah.
And so we get this like fight. Like I think what the most likely thing that happens is we get that kind of like Megamind kind of like invitation to come fight in the middle of like
The cornfield.
Yeah. Well, no, because this is to cause destruction and death.
Oh yeah, fight me in the town square.
Yeah, we're on Main Street. We're in the downtown area. She's got like it's the combine harvester but upgraded and like better, and not a combine harvester anymore. It's just got some as the aesthetics of a combine harvester, because for some reason she keeps doing that.
She found it once, she wanted to use it, she's been doing it, she's been welding all this shit herself in like a different abandoned barn. No, that's not true. She has people to make things for her. She's been watching them weld it for her in like the basement of her fucking McMansion.
She gives like Al Ghul schematics to pass on to the mysterious sponsor, because she does not realize it's her father.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's funny if she doesn't know.
Yeah.
And so they have this fight, and she manages to like. I did not say that Greyhound was invulnerable. She's just durable. But there's a limit to that durability.
Mm-hmm.
And Penelope finds it. So the consequences of this fight, this is the moment where it all comes undone, when the villain emerges and the villain triumphs. How does it all happen? I get to answer the following questions. What piece of yourself most scares you? How do you see that amplified in the villain? What weakness are you afraid will be discovered, and how does the villain use it? So, I think like this fight is happening, and there is destruction happening, and there is like buildings have collapsed, like people have definitely been caught in that, and like there's infrastructure damage. People have very obviously been severely injured. Something probably like explodes, and like some like people get thrown because of that explosion, and like
Definitely just like a propane tank.
Yeah, and it's one, an overstimulation nightmare for somebody with like dog hearing. And two, I think what scares her the most about herself, ferocity with which she tries to beat back the villain. Like she gets almost like she gets borderline feral as she is like trying to tear this machine apart, try to stop what's happening, but she is one hound against this machine that has billions of dollars poured into it.
Hell yeah, it does.
And I think how she sees that amplified in the villain is the destructive glee is its own kind of ferocity. Right? And we get this moment where like the Natasha, the vagabond child, like the teenager, is about to be crushed by this giant robot, and literally Greyhound drops whatever the fuck she was about to do, like throw a car, something, to rush and like throw this kid out of the way. And she does this multiple times. This is not the only person she does this to. She does this times. It's part of how Shadowbook is able to get so many hits in. Because her weakness is that she will do anything to keep people safe.
Wow.
Including letting herself be killed. Like, she obviously doesn't die here, but, you know, she gets close, probably. And, yeah. I imagine the villain, like, starts to realize that and starts going after people to force her into bad spots, basically.
Yeah. And and you know, Shot definitely takes advantage of this, like, weakness.
Does she enjoy killing people?
I don't know that she necessarily enjoys killing people. She enjoys destroying property.
Is it one of those things where they stop, like, inside the machine, maybe, like, the readouts and stuff, it's not necessarily, like, she stops seeing people, she sees objects and numbers?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she's just
it's all shapes.
It's all just shapes. It's all about fucking demolition, baby.
It's all shapes.
Tearing down the world.
Next is the city.
Oh, what part of the hero most scares me? How is the villain the worst version of that? I think there is this sense of, you know, fear that, you know, when the only tool you have is a hammer, everything starts to look like nails, kind of thing. With Greyhound, like, you know, yeah, she's great, but, you know, is physical violence really the only answer? But then you've got Shot, who now is just like destruction incarnate, and like very clearly there are only nails and she is the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. And I'm about to start hitting things.
What is your biggest fear for the city? How does the villain embody that?
She sure loves destruction.
Yeah. She sure do.
She sure do.
The fear could be that the city, like, their town will be destroyed.
Yeah.
And man, that sure does play into Frederick's plans real well, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think those are both pretty simple answers. So once you hear the answers from the hero in the city, it is your turn to answer questions, Sam.
What power do I crave? How am I going to seize it? Well, the power that I crave is the power to choose what is destroyed and what remains. The power to reinvent this space through the destruction of what was and the building of what will be. Insurmountable odds will the hero have to overcome to defeat me? Oh shit, I just realized that, like, now is when I was supposed to start describing, like, what does Shot have going on here? And that's exciting. What insurmountable odds will the hero have to overcome to defeat her? I mean, she's got it all. Money, power, the power of money, the power of backing of powerful people, and she's got, you know, violence on her side. And she's not afraid to do whatever she wants. Because she feels, you know, endlessly powerful.
I'm holding your hands, Sam, and I'm looking at you about this last question.
What hidden weakness do I hope the hero never finds? Perhaps it is a fondness.
I'm holding your hand. We're looking at each other.
the very human person that Greyhound happens to be behind the mask. Of course, I'm not sure that Shot even knows that her mortal enemy and her the one she is fond of from afar are the same person.
Does she go into the mechanic shop every so often with her like expensive ass car and be like, I think
No, it's
the
a
oil
motorcycle.
needs changed?
It's a motorcycle. And
Of course
yes,
it's a
she
motorcycle. Does she have a little cat ear helmet?
Of course she does.
Beautiful.
I do want to stress also the cat ears are only there when she's in like villainous mode. Like
she's a secret cat girl.
The next thing that I have to describe is my powers, equal in measure to the hero, perhaps not identical. I might wield wealth and power how they wield flight and super strength, for instance. My grand plans are, I want to tear this fucking city down before my dad gets the chance to do it first.
Why?
Because I hate... So, that's my motivations. Because my daddy loves this town and his stupid factory more than he loves me.
Oh.
Yeah.
So instead of going after the factory, you're going after the town itself, which is unfortunately only furthering his plans.
Here's the thing. Without a town to support it, the factory can't have workers.
So she thinks.
That's her plan, is like, without a town to support it, the factory simply dies again. The factory can't get off the ground if there's nobody there to work the lines. So, if she simply destroys all of the infrastructure in the town and forces everybody to leave, she's not even there, like, intending necessarily to kill people, simply to displace them. And her powers, outside of her mechs, she is fast and agile like a cat. She has all of the powers of cat, and she also has a fun whip. And she definitely like emerges from her fucking mech to in the final confrontation with the hero.
Oh my god!
To get her several final blows in with the
Greyhound whip. on her knees, beaten, bloodied, bruised, tilts her head up with the handle of the whip.
Oh, hello?
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 Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Sam?
Oh, here we go.
Hello?
My headphones disconnected for some reason. Hi.
Rude. So you missed everything I said.
Hello. I did. I'm so sorry.
I will repeat it. So, beaten, bloodied, and bruised, we have Greyhound on her knees on the ground, rubble digging into her skin and fur, and Shadowbook just comes forward and tilts her chin up with the handle of the whip.
Like, hell yeah.
What does she say?
She says, looks like we're gonna have to put down the poor puppy dog. Looks like it's time to put this dog out of her misery.
God.
Any last words?
I think it just is like the like the hero may be defeated, but she's not broken.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's that defiant like look, and just like actually growls at her and like snaps, instead of words, just snaps her teeth around the whip and yanks it out of her hand.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, Shot's just gonna fucking backhand her. With her little claws out.
Good. More. Ooh, leaving some good scratches right across the face that are going to be very obvious when she's human again.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
Beautiful.
Okay, now take the deck of cards from the city. Look to the hero's renown, the number of cards they put aside, and the number of lives they saved. Discard one card off the top of the deck for every card in the hero's renown. These cards are never shuffled back into the deck.
I've got one.
So, we take one card off the top of the deck.
It's gone forever.
It's in my hand. It's gone forever.
Alrighty.
Now we have the second half of this, contemplation. The world is still reeling from the battle. These scars will change the landscape of the city forever. The city, take a moment to mourn take a moment of silence to mourn your loss. This is a small town, lost people. Or people had to get flown out of the city, like out of our small town into the city to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not big enough to have our own hospital. The hero, take a moment of silence to deal with your failure and see Greyhound in her shed, like treating her wounds. And probably like her grandmother is very concerned, and she's just like, it was a coyote, I'm fine. So her grandma's like, you need to get a rabies shot. So she's like, I'll go do that. I'll go to the vet and get a rabies shot. Proceeds not to do that, obviously, and goes and hides in the shed.
Of course.
Looking at her cork board of things and what she knows about like who has the ability to have those things, because the level of technology is not anything that her nemesis has to have before, and starts connecting dots. This is how she's dealing with her failure. The villain, let the city and hero have their moment, then hand the deck back to the city.
I do this.
All right. We can't do this exactly, but I'm gonna read it anyway. When you're ready, take the remaining joker and place it in front of the hero. Tell them what it represents, the uprising. Their decision to come back and move forward and make it right and rise to the occasion. Tell them why you need them and why you believe in them. Well, I mean, Greyhound.
What do we see from the town, like, in the aftermath of this? What do we see?
I mean, I think that they're like, even aside from, the damage to buildings, there are a lot of shops that are closed because, like, those people are just injured or missing or, no longer with us. And we see, like,
first responders are still sifting through rubble.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, even a couple of days later, there's still people trying to make sense of the damage that's been done.
Schattenbook is like just around being menacing.
Mm-hmm. She's having a great time.
I think trying to figure out how to words.
What if I have an idea? Liam may not be based, but he's smart. So what if he knows Like, he knows who
Classic.
Leanne is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she shows up to work with new scratches and bruises. Some broken ribs that she's not doing anything about like she should. It's fine.
Bro,
She's
go to the
fine.
hospital.
She's fine. It's fine.
My God, girl.
And like he has like a talk with her.
Yeah, I like that idea. Because I was thinking something similar, like having that be represented by Liam in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it partially comes down to like I'm having such a hard time trying to figure out how he says things. It's just like, you know, he has faith in the kind of people who are willing to put themselves on the line for other people. Like, not explicitly saying, you know,
I know you're Greyhound.
I know you're Greyhound, but, you know, saying, you know, basically saying it's like, hey, I believe in you because you're a good person, and you try to think of people as people and not just collateral. And there's also a callback to the long arc of justice conversation they had earlier.
The town needs people like that.
Yeah.
So the hero, when they're ready, they pick up the remaining Joker and shuffle it into the deck. Obviously, we can't physically do that. Thank the city. Promise you won't let them down. Because I can promise you, hero, this time you... Damn it, Jeff! What the fuck?
And as the city, when I'm ready, draw the next card off the deck and describe the next location. Change my narration going forward, show the wounds of the city and the influence of the villain in everything that I describe, but never forget the hero will overcome and the hero will save the day.
Alternately, if as a table you're ready to do, you can skip straight to the uprising, whatever feels right for your story. Do we want to do like one more card draw and then the uprising?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that sounds reasonable.
Because we've got about 40 minutes left, so that should give us enough time to do one more card.
Yeah. Scroll the fuck back up.
6 of diamonds.
We've drawn no clubs cards.
No, we have not.
Absolutely none.
Zero
this isn't
clubs.
a threat, though. What is threat number 6?
Fixing a car you personally threw in your latest battle.
You know what? That works too well.
Actually, since this is a threat that kind of has to do with the latest battle, what if it's fixing Penelope's motorcycle?
Oh yes.
And she gets to see
Yeah.
have that like realization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
go on.
So
no, you go first. The city goes first. The city sets the scene.
Yes.
City set the scene.
So this is diamonds. Where does diamonds?
It's no match.
Diamonds is
somewhere
the
in
Diamonds is the city reservoir / dam. Is where it's supposed to take place.
What if we made it clubs just because, so that it's downtown area?
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
What if we just said that? What if we just did that?
Yeah.
Death of the author.
Well, not Death of Jeff. He's very nice.
We love
My
Jeff.
nemesis. My nemesis. I would never wish death upon him, otherwise he can no longer be my nemesis.
Yep.
So
The Joker
true.
about Batman.
All right. So,
I'm the Jonker.
The Jonker.
That's me about Jeff.
yeah, so this is at your garage. This is Liam. I don't know if Liam's in right now, but
He could be out. He's out getting lunch for both of us, and it's just I'm the only one in the shop. There's like maybe a car, and it's just waiting for the person who owns it to come pick it up.
Mhm.
The mechanic shop suffered some damage, but not enough to put us out of business.
Yeah.
And lots of people need their cars fixed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, technically this is an exact match, so the villain would be rolling 3 dice, but I think how does Penelope get to the scene? Does she have her motorcycle towed?
No, I think she I feel like the damage to the motorcycle is not super intense.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, it's just enough that I have to go to that mechanic shop. Taps her fingers together.
It's dinged. There's a ding on the body of it.
I need her to check the whole engine.
I just need to make sure that the engine's still gonna work right. It fell over in the struggle. Nothing happened.
The kickstand broke off. One of the mirrors got dinged.
Yeah. One of the mirrors is broken. No, the kickstand isn't even broken off. It's just bent weirdly, so it doesn't stand upright when you
One of the mirrors is hanging.
Yeah.
There's some scratches to the bodywork.
Yeah. Me describing the damage that my old scooter had to it before it got fucking stolen. Anyways.
The thing that damages a motor, the thing that gets broken on a motorcycle the most, anything the handlebars. Yeah. Source, my boyfriend's motorcycle.
Valid as hell. Yeah, so she, drives it in to the shop and, pulls her helmet off.
Shakes her long, luxurious hair out.
How did you know? That's exactly what's happening here. She goes, hi. Do you think you could take a look at my bike? It got damaged in the latest struggle. And then she finally looks at
it's you get the shot of maybe she wasn't facing the counter.
Oh no, she was under a car.
Yeah, she was under a car. And so what Penelope sees is the very strong thighs sticking out from under the car. Yeah. And then she wheels herself out from under it, and there's a bandage across her nose, and there's 3 healing scabbed over scratches, because when she backhanded, it wasn't it was the 3 of her claws managed to catch properly. There's a slight a couple they skipped on the skin scratches from her pinky nail.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the exact same spot that she backhanded Greyhound. And she slides out from under the car, grabs a rag from where it's sitting on top of a toolbox to clean her hands off as she sits up.
I'm gonna say that Penelope is a very deer caught in the headlights.
This can't be what I think it is. This can't be what I think it is.
Her brain is going 12,000 miles an hour, and it's just she doesn't like where any of this math is going. But she's not saying any of it out loud. It's not even really painted on her face. She's just
Yeah, and Leanne says, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Due to being under a car. Can you? What's wrong with your back?" And like, Penelope's been in here before, so Leanne knows this bike very well at this point.
The kickstand is broken. And
while she's like stutter talking, Leanne like gets up.
Sorry, I have to make a phone call. Just look it over, and she just like walks out.
Just like very quickly, just skitters out of the room. Like, oh.
She's gonna go home and like put her head in her hands and like stare down at a table for the next 2 hours.
I don't think I have to roll to win this, do I?
I don't think so, no. I think you win this one.
I mean, I think you should still roll the 3 dice just to see.
Let's see where it goes. Just in case you get it all nat ones again.
Or you get an injury. I got a 6.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Sometimes your crush is in fact your nemesis.
Oopsie.
Oopsie doodle. My bad. So I get another point of inspiration.
Excellent.
I have 2 now. I push past my limits, become something greater than myself. And I think what this is Penelope realizing, oh no, the girl I like is my nemesis. Ah, fuck.
Literally, yeah.
I can't kill this woman. Because, like, they probably talked before. They probably had a whole ass conversations and shit like that, like, in the shop. Like, they don't know each other, but they know each other, and
they've been flirting. Yeah, exactly.
Flirting. But Leanne's probably been toying with the idea of asking Penelope out on a date just to see how her face would look. But also, seriously, It's just kind of like she wants to flustered because it's cute.
Oh, fuck.
So, like, they know each other, and it's having to, like, reconcile, this is the giant wolf that keeps trying to eat me.
Yup.
But the bike gets fixed perfectly. There wasn't much wrong with it. It just needed some body work, which she does very, very easily.
Mm-hmm.
How do you inspire the people by fixing this? Well, we're the one shop that's still fucking open, and I'm very good at my job.
Incredible. I love this.
This is great.
It is.
Very good.
Is it time for the uprising?
Hell yeah, I think it's time for the uprising.
Yeah.
Rise up. Defeat your enemies and landlords.
It has all led to this. The hero is back in the villain's place of power, having refused to stand down and accept defeat. Their losses hang heavy in the air, but it's time to finish this. The downfall is over. It's time for the uprising. Villain, describe your place of power now that you're at the height of your glory. Describe the insurmountable odds and note how the hero failed to stop you last time. Describe the power you seek, the power you already have. Note how often the hero failed. Name the people they couldn't save. Ask the hero why they think they can change things now.
So, the scene is we have Shadowbook, like, just, you know, in her McMansion that, like, the inside of it has been turned into this fucking lair. Some infrastructure has been removed to make it look more like evil villain.
Mm-hmm.
And we get Greyhound just busting the door down.
Mm-hmm.
And doing the superhero, like, point at at the villain, like,
beautiful.
Says something witty that I can't come up with right now, like something that's like a play on her name or something. I don't know.
Are you surprised to see me, or the cat got your tongue?
Yeah, that.
Fuck off. I love it.
And then we get like the villain's like evil villain speech at the hero, because the hero failed, and despite the fact that it's like, oh no, this is my crush, like she has to keep up the facade.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's got this facade up, but her heart's not in it anymore. She's like,
She's at the height of her power and her heart's not in it. Man, we really did
yeah.
just make lesbian Megamind, didn't we?
Oh, we super did. Fuck. Lesbian cat girl Megamind.
It's what he deserves.
Truly.
Especially with how dirty they're doing him with that cartoon.
Oh no, I didn't hear about it. I saw something very brief about it. It was like, oh shit, there's a new Megamind thing. Maybe I'll watch it.
So
No!
bad. So
No!
They're doing him so bad.
No, that's
The
so
animation
sad!
looks like early 2000s era CGI.
No! Oh my god, that's
Oh.
very sad.
They're doing him so fucking dirty. I'm so mad. Waited so long for Megamind content, and we're getting this. I'll show you later. It's bad.
That's so sad. Thank you for updating me on the tea.
The animation world tea.
The animation world tea. Yeah. I mean, she sort of turns around in her chair and is like, so you're here. Sorry. So you're here.
To save Factoryville.
In this here Factoryville.
It's Factoryville. You know that.
That is what they said.
It is not.
Cease to bother me. I am beset upon by dread and fear and upset. She turns her chair back around. There's a actual cat, the creature, sat upon her lap.
Oh my god. Like, oh.
Is it like a big fluffy Persian, or is it like a Sphinx?
It is your average farm cat. This is
It's
definitely
a cat.
This is definitely a barn cat that she took in and adopted and is now living in her big fucking supervillain
He's
mansion.
missing an eye.
Yeah, he's
He's
missing
got
an
some fucked
eye.
up ears. He's an old
He's got
tomcat.
that-
She got him fixed, so he's still got the chubby
Yeah,
cheeks.
She's got that big old tomcat jowls. Yeah. Yeah. He
He's
is purring
scrumbly.
and he's extremely scrungly, but he's also purring and like you can the only other thing you can hear in the silence of this big ass empty house with just these two in it is the picking sound of his claws digging into her clothing.
Real hard to take her seriously, man.
Oh yeah.
So you have to note how often I failed and name the people I couldn't save, and ask why I think that I can change things now. You have to do your villain speech.
Oh my god. Cool.
I mean, you can abstract it. We don't have
yeah.
to do the full villain speech.
No, she says
Can make you do the whole thing in a dumb French accent.
you are making me do it in this
You
dumb
don't.
French
You can
accent.
abstract it. I've given you the out.
Fuck you. No, she's like, you can't challenge me like this and then give me the out. Fuck off.
Love you, Sam.
After all this time, all your failures, and you're still trying to defeat me. I don't understand. You've seen what happens when you fight me, and yet you keep coming. I can't do this shit. What am I doing? Fucking accent. It's getting worse. And I want to actually do this in character. She's like, I can't fucking do this. Look, you're real nice. Just give up. I don't want to have to hurt you. Not anymore. just give me this win. Things go back to normal, or as normal as things can get.
And then the
Or there's
city,
gonna,
the
I was
city
about to
gets
say,
to
or
do
there's gonna
things.
be a lot more people like fuck, what's his name?
Benjamin,
Uh
like Benjamin.
Benjamin. Yeah. Like old Benny.
And it is my job to remind you of the people that you did save.
Natasha.
We've got Natasha Reed. We did a really bad job of like naming people, honestly.
Well, because we didn't have specific people happen, especially because a lot of the deaths and like people that were saved were in the downfall.
Yeah.
So, but like Gladys and Norman technically were saved because they were saved from the Combine Harvester.
Yeah.
The other farmhand that we didn't name because we from Al Ghul and the Quizzer, like the multiple people that she did manage to save during that big fight, such as Natasha Reed. You know,
Yeah.
people. There's people. There's plenty of people, and then there's the people who were not in the scenes we saw. These two have been fighting longer than this.
God, I just had the silliest idea of like there's, you know, maybe like Natasha Will says Natasha Reed times 2. Maybe it was
2 multiplier.
Natasha like saw Greyhound heading into this McMansion and like somehow rallied a bunch of people, and now there are a bunch of people outside outside the McMansion beaming spirit bomb energy type.
Jesus.
It's very
It's the
silly.
full moon. It's the full moon, so it's extra cinematic.
Yes. And
Yes.
everybody's just
No,
like,
it's the harvest moon.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, weird ancient power.
yes.
So, and then the hero. This is your moment. Hear what the city has to say. Repeat the names of the people you saved to yourself. Think about how you helped people in need. Hear what the villain has to say. Honor those you couldn't save by standing tall in this moment. Describe how you fight. Describe how you win. And move on to until next time. So I think, like, all of this is said. All of this is like a reminder. Based on how we've set things up, Sam, I don't think that this is actually right. I don't think this is actually a fight.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
what this is Penelope starts speaking normal voice, and obviously Greyhound knows immediately who this is.
Yeah.
And just kind of like she had shifted while Penelope was talking into like a fighting stance, like fists up, legs spread apart, like ready to kick ass. And I'm just gonna say there's a skylight in this building that's beaming like the orange glow from the harvest moon into this room, and we have like the shadows cast from like the framing of the panes across both their faces, and we see Leanne lower her paws and just go, Penelope?
Yeah. She takes the mask off. So this is awkward.
God, why are you laughing?
Sorry, just the like sheer, like, just like the way that the tension just sheerly drops off in this moment.
Well, like, so this is awkward, and then I think we get like Greyhound like shifting not into a relaxed stance, but something where like she is. I think she's looking at Penelope like she's betrayed her, right? Like this hurts. This hurts. This is a betrayal. This is a woman that she was getting close, that like Leanne was getting close to, right?
That she respected.
That she respects, and she's this.
To be fair, I had nothing to do with the one guy that actually died in this town.
Does she say that? Because technically, more people died during the downfall that were her. And I think that's something that gets brought up. It's like, Penelope, I cannot let you have this. You killed people. You have hurt our town.
Well, I mean, look, someone else is trying to hurt this town a lot, in a lot more.
Yeah, your fucking father. And you're wasting your time trying to destroy the city that he plans on destroying anyway.
Okay, look, when you put it like that, it sounds really bad.
You are so smart. You are so smart and have so much influence in the place, and you're using it to do this when you could have been using it to stop him.
Her brain is like blue screening right now. She's got that like.
And where do you think all of this came from? And just like the newer tech and shit that's definitely not her normal style.
I mean, she like looks off to the side and she's like, I have a sponsor.
Who is that sponsor? Because I know it ain't Al Ghul. He's just the middleman. What does this look like? Whose work does this look like?
God, is it the fucking Quizzer?
No, it's her dad.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you leaning towards?
We literally had this discussion like not even 20 minutes ago.
Yes, I'm aware of that. She's like, she like looks off to the side and she looks back at. Sorry, oh my god.
Stop dying.
She looks back at Leanne and she's like, she like takes a second to like look at her fingernails and she's just like, yeah, it looks like I'm just sort of doing my daddy's work for him, aren't I?
You think?
Old man outsmarted me once again.
If I didn't know you, I would think that you were working for him. Anybody else would see that. But you fucking hate him. You've told me that.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was using him. Well, I felt like I was using him. Trying to get back at him. Destroying his plans before he could get to him. Before he could finish the job and send.
What do you think destroying the town would have accomplished with that?
Well,
that he wouldn't have
means you can't.
This man flew a building here.
And
he has enough money to bring people from out of town. He has enough money to bring in shitty housing to house these people. You would be doing his work for him by just giving him the ability to buy up all the land.
Penelope's just like straight up not looking at you anymore. She's just like looking off to the side.
Also, audience, we've done it. We've brought it all back to capitalism again.
Yeah, we sure did.
The villain's always capitalism.
The enemy is always capitalism.
Wee.
It's been here the whole
And
time.
I think there's like this stretch of silence with Penelope not looking at Leanne and Leanne like just kind of staring at her before
Like
there's this
I love my girl. She is a stupid rich girl.
she is a stupid rich girl, but she's in love with a farm girl. And this said farm girl is, you hear there's the sound of like you know how the sound of dogs claws like ticking on tile. There's the sound of that, and it gets closer to her, and then she has these like very strong arms like around her,
Aw.
like holding her basically.
I think the cat makes a very unhappy noise and then jumps off and runs off.
As is his right as a cat. I
Truly.
dropped something. Hold on.
Okay.
I found the thing I dropped.
Congratulations.
But like just kind of wraps around her and like squeezes.
Aww.
And she says, "Look, if I take you in now, I can spin this. We can spin the story so that it puts your dad square in the line of fire with the justice system. And that's not a guarantee that he'll end up in jail, but it's a guarantee that you'll be in there for way less time."
Hey, I'll take that. I mean, like you're not just gonna let me get to go with this, huh?
No,
You're not
you
just gonna
killed
pull that.
people.
Alright.
Then like I think there's like a shift like and the clouds cover the moon, kind of plunging the entire space into darkness so that anybody outside who's looking into the busted door can't see them.
Wow.
And Leanne like turns back into like a human just enough of time to like press a kiss to Penelope's forehead before turning back as the like moon comes out from behind the clouds.
Aw, that's cute. I like that.
Yep. And then like takes her into custody.
Rip.
It's fine. She has her daddy's money. He'll probably like let her stay in there for being like, all right, you can come back out now.
Incredible. I have another drawing of Penelope.
Oh, I love that. I love
I
that.
actually inked this on paper in a meeting this week. We can share this with the audience somehow. I'm not sure.
That's so good.
Yeah, I had to rotate her eyes because I had made them kind of weirdly rotated in the original drawing and could not do so on paper. So I like pulled it up into Clip Studio and like rotated them slightly.
Penelope without her mask.
As one does.
And so now I have described how I won, and we're moving on to Until Next Time.
Hell
With
yeah.
the villain defeated, the city is at peace. There will be another villain in time. Her dad. There's always another issue to sell. But for now, there is quiet. For now, there is only a city. For now, the hero can rest. August.
Sorry, I was trying to get the doodle up. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. If you want, I can read it while you do that.
Yes, please.
The city. Describe how the city recovers from the villain's actions. Describe how the hero's influence makes the city a better place, and how their legacy is carried on in the hearts of the people. There it is.
Nice.
Okay, sorry. I am describing how the city recovers from the villain's actions.
Yes.
I
How the
think
hero's influence makes the city a better place, and how their legacy is carried on.
I think that I think this is one of those things where, we see people rebuilding. It's like, I don't know, where my mind immediately goes is like something about, what Penelope's dad's doing gets leaked, and the people who remain are like, no, fuck you, and like run him out on on a rail kind of deal.
Because there was probably like a whole media scandal concerning him and his daughter, and then like Leanne just lets slip some things. Penelope with her own money helps her pay off the like EPA people who got paid off, so that
Mhm.
they'll actually tell the truth in court and all that shit.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like it's a difficult thing though, because like this is not the kind of small town that experiences growth. So I don't know that there are probably going to be shops that stay closed. They're going to
There's
be.
probably like there's probably like fundraisers and stuff, and like there's definitely organizations that help towns rebuild after like villain and hero fights and shit that
Of
like
course there are.
who come through and like help rebuild, but it's not perfect, and it's not the same, and it never will be the same, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Lots of people in this town didn't have superhero insurance because like large scale shit like this didn't happen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and hopefully it'll never happen again. The villain. Describe how the city mourns those it lost. Describe the shadow still cast by the villain, even though they are long since defeated.
I think that a statue goes up on the town square, um, like, and it's um a statue that is a monument to the people that they lost in the sort of uprising.
Mhm.
It's a abstract art, kind of like teardrop shapes, like the number of people that were lost, each one of them is represented by some shape. I don't know. I'm
Mhm.
winging this. Um and and it has
It's done by the
it's got,
local weird sculpture artist.
oh yeah,
It's like a
100%. Oh,
mix
it's
of
all,
like stone and
and like
steel and
steel.
glass.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I don't think glass. I think glass would be, I think mostly stone and steel.
Okay.
But like little bits of glass maybe. But like, oh, it's got to be like reused, like cullet glass though, like shattered.
It's materials from the rubble.
Yeah. 100%. Um and it commemorates the people that were lost, and uh has, in just the right angle, the outline of um greyhounds, like the silhouette of like greyhound's muzzle sort of like
Yeah,
staring off
like
into
a
the
wolf
sky.
face.
Yeah, but only if you look at it like just at the right angle.
Just the right angle, the light hits it right. It's seen best
Yeah.
under the light of the moon.
Yes. uh, yeah.
And the shadow cast by the villain is obviously right.
It's
It's
obviously
obviously
what?
like,
Her
yeah, you
father.
can, yeah. And I think also like there is still like people remember Penelope as well. And knowing that Penelope was the one who did that destruction, like she's not welcome in town again. She never would be. Like it gets out who she was. And those like townspeople
Yeah, and even though it's like there's the
Yeah.
reigning story is that she was being manipulated by her father, it's like she still did that. She still hurt people. She still killed people.
Yeah.
So there's people in town who are definitely sympathetic, but it's one of those where it's like,
Yeah.
you did so much destruction and
Yeah. You
killed
did so much
people.
wrong.
So she goes and
But
she
I
lives in Factopia
yeah.
after
When she
she gets
out.
bailed out of jail by
Yeah.
her father, I guess, at some point.
She goes back to her shitty apartment in Factopia, like high-rise apartment. Not too nice, but not too terrible.
She has to dodge the paparazzi all the fucking.
Yeah.
All right, and the hero. Describe how, for an all too brief moment, the hero rests. How they celebrate their victory, how they spend their downtime, and how they pay their respects to those that helped them succeed and those that fell along the way. Then, at last, rest. When the city needs you again, pick up this rule book again and start from the top. And I think we see her like helping fix the city, like just as Leanne. Like Greyhound doesn't make much of an appearance. Like every so often, like when the memorial goes up, Greyhound makes an appearance. But I think there's always like flowers at the memorial that she leaves. She just leaves flowers at the memorial all the time. And she helps to work to rebuild the city. And I think what she does is she takes a break because like Al Ghul goes back to Factopia. He's done with his vacation. He's gone. Frederic has been run out of town because scandal. Penelope is no longer in town. There's no villains in town. And so she takes like a proper rest. She I think spends the time getting her grandmother's house set up so that her grandma can be more like self-sufficient. Maybe like calls and talks to her parents like, hey, I can't keep staying here. So you guys need to figure something out for grandma because I need to leave. And she gets an apprenticeship under another hero in Factopia, like an A-lister, to learn and to become a better hero. That's how she's resting. She's resting by working. And when Penelope gets out of jail, she shows up at Penelope's door.
Oh. I don't know how I guess how would Penelope? I guess she'd just welcome her inside. This apartment looks rough.
We don't have to get into that because it is time.
Yeah,
but
it is time. But yeah,
like she welcomes her in. The door shuts, and that's the closing shot.
That's the closing shot. The door shuts behind them as she goes. Well, you may as well come in. Came all this way.
Maybe we get like a mid-credits scene of them both on the motorcycle.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Maybe we get a couple of like little snapshots in the credits where the credits are like showing little snapshots of their life moving forward. That'd be cute.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely one of like Leanne helping her go through this like absolutely like trashed apartment to wrangle some sense of peace out of it, and maybe they live together there.
Maybe just a little bit, or makes her move into the like maybe she moves into like her parents' house in Factopia because they moved back to Factoryville, and so she's just like, no, you're gonna come live in this house with me because what the fuck.
That's so valid.
And it's like a small house. It's like a ranch style house. So it's like one floor long, like but it's very like cozy, but it's also very like not what Penelope's used to. So we get like this that kind of scene. We get like maybe a couple of news articles of more scandals involving her father in the press, and maybe some paparazzi shit about the two of them. Like, who is this mysterious,
Holding a chicken in
rugged
one of the-
lesbian?
holding a chicken, unsure.
Oh, she definitely has, like, Leanne definitely has city chicken. Like, she definitely has a coop of chickens in their backyard.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a goose also.
Excellent.
The goose
All
doesn't
right.
like Penelope.
Of course it doesn't. It is time. We should let our lovely viewers and our lovely birthday lad friend.
All right.
Birthday bitch.
Birthday
Birthday
bitch. Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. All right. We did it. We wore a mask, y'all.
We did it. Anyone could do it, and we did it.
We did.
We did it.
Jeff Stormer would be so proud of us.
In reverse alphabetical order, we have been joined by the villain, Sam.
Hello, I have been Sam. You can find me at SassyTale on Tumblr or at www.samkalo.art if you're interested in my professional work. Also, I'm starting to do more fiber arts, so keep an eye out for that. Eventually they'll be for sale.
Woo!
Woo!
The hero, Izzy.
Hello, I have been Izzy. You can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Lots of Deer. You can also find me on the podcasts that I do. Over on Hearthside Enclave, you can find me on Hope's Hearth, a actual play podcast set in a Solar Hope Punk universe, where we play a lot of different games, all set in the same world with different characters. You can find me on SCP Research Archives, an SCP article reading podcast that it doesn't have a storyline, but it's got characters to it. It's not just me reading, I promise. It's good. And Abby Archives, a Redwall reread podcast that I do with my friend Kit. Keep an eye out for Culcus and Cauterized, which they're being worked on still. I promise they're gonna happen. And yeah. Thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
And the city, August.
I have been your city. You can still find me on Tumblr at Strange Harpy. You can find the podcast that I'm on over on Stones_standing on Twitter. That has a link to our card, I think, which has a list of all sorts of podcasts that we do over there.
You guys have a Blue Sky now.
Do we?
I think
didn't
Brian make a Blue Sky?
For Roomware.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Roomware, which means he's gonna post other shit there.
Yeah. But anyway, yes. You can find me there. And this has been lovely. Thank y'all for humoring me on my impending birthday.
We love to humor you on your impending birthday. This is one of my favorite yearly stream traditions.
We gladly indulge you. We're not humoring you.
Exactly.
Well, it is appreciated nonetheless. And with that, dear friends, I bid you, as Shot would say, adieu.
Bye.
Bye.
Howdy.